Yo, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Happy Monday. Hopefully you're all having a wonderful day. Just got back from the Toronto Regional Championships where we finished 27th place, so very excited about that. Back-to-back top 32 regional championship finishes with Mew VMAX. Yes, Mew VMAX. You know, an unlikely partnership. I did not know that I didn't know that I was going to be so enthralled with this with this deck. I had no idea. But it's a good one. It's consistent. It lets you play every game that you're in, you know. I felt like I had a shot in I felt like I had a shot in almost every game that I played. I say almost every game that I played because after my round 13 win on stream, I hit back-to-back auto losses, which was not cool, man. It was not cool, man. Not back-to-back auto losses. I hit another auto loss. So I had already hit one auto loss that day, and I hit another auto loss. And then I went second in the mirror and prized my Roxanne path in game 3. So, like, that was terrible. So, my auto losses. Glad you asked. We have 2 auto losses that I hit in day 2, which was really rough, but that's fine. I was really happy with how I played against everything else. Thank you, Greased, for that Prime sub. Thank you, Jon Snow, for the Prime sub. And, thank you, Brandon, Alaskan Hero, for that tier 3 sub in the 49 months. Appreciate you. Thank you. And Lil Will with the sub and the 49 months. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Mac Attack, for that Prime sub in the 34 months, too. So, let's talk matchups. Let's talk, how did it go? What did I do? What did I play against? I'm going to try and recall as much of it as I can. There were 1,050 players or so. So it was a huge tournament. There were like 1,050 or so people. I played against, thank you, Josh and Danny Brunner and Mass Dave for those subs. Dang, we got a little hype train going on. Let's go, Chets. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to you all. Hopefully you're all having a wonderful December. Thank you so much for the hype train. Thank you for the kind words. I really appreciate it. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun this past weekend. Big shout out to JW as well. It really was like JW finished a day 2 with the same list. It was really a funny event. Oh yeah, huge congrats to Piper. Another huge win with absolutely insane with Mewtwo control. Thank you, Icky, Mr. Squeezel, Clam Burglar. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Cheese Whiz with the gifted sub. Okay. Guys are 92% of the way to that level 1 hype train. That's crazy. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Soccer Star with the Prime sub. Going ahead and putting away that hype train. Thank you so much, Soccer Star. Wow, this is crazy. They really do up the animations on the top of the Twitch chat now when you get a hype train. This is like, this is incredibly exciting. Thank you guys for that level 1 hype train. Thank you guys for being here on this Monday morning. This was thank you, Brandon, for the 100 bits. This was like a crazy weekend. I mean, it was a lot. There was a lot going on, and thank you, Lance, for the 100 bits as well. Club NP with the Prime sub. Coming into the event, you're not going to believe me when I say this, but I wasn't planning on playing Mew. I wasn't planning on it, man. YRG with the 5 gifted subs. Thank you, YRG. Thank you. Appreciate you. Let's get some hype in the chat for YRG. Yo, what's up? Peter had a good finish as well. Congratulations, Peter. Had a good finish with Lugia, I think. Smith played Wheezing Aerodactyl. How did that go for you, Smith? I didn't plan on playing Mew. I didn't plan on playing it. I was actually planning on playing Lost Box. My team and I had been working on Lost Box like all week. And then like the night before the event, we were working on Lost Box with Amazing Rayquaza. That was like the list we were working on. So I was working on Lost Box, Amazing Rayquaza. We all bought Amazing Rayquazas. Like the week leading up to the event, we were like, all right, this is sick. You can play Amazing Rayquaza, it can knock out anything. And then, you know, you can like go in with Raikou V, and you can like, you know, knock out Lugias that don't have a Dunsparce. Yeah, that was the deck we were like working on, right? Thank you, LDSP David, for that tier 1 sub. That was the deck we were working on. But like, bro, it's just like, but Mew is just a more consistent deck. And frankly, I think Natalie said it best. It's like, you have to work way too hard to win with Lost Box. It's like way too stressful. You have to work way harder to win with Lost Box than you do to win with Mew. It's like way, for like no reason. You have to work so hard, and then you could just get like, and then that's the thing, is like you could play, but you could play like a 25-minute game and just get like Roxanne out of it at the end, and then you're like, oh, well, now I can't win, right? And it's just, ugh. I decided that I felt like Mew was a better tournament deck than Lost Box. Lost Box, undeniably a great deck. Obviously, Azul and Caleb and Grant and Danny Altavilla like really killed it with Lost Box again. Like those guys are also some of the best players in the world. So like, yeah, they're killing it with Lost Box, but like also like they had an international championship Lost Box experience under their belts, right? Coming into this event. This was not their first event with that list. It was like they were already coming in with a huge event under their belt with that list, and then they were able to repeat that. And part of their ability to do that is because of how much they've rehearsed with that deck. So that's what I realized. I was like, that's like, it's going to be very challenging to just like hop in the paint with like a Lost Box deck like that. So thinking about it, like we were playing Lost Box versus Lugia leading up to the event, and we were playing Mew versus Lugia, and we were playing Mew versus Lost Box, and with like judges and paths, Mew was just beating everything. And I was like, oh, well, if like Mew can just beat Lost Box with judges and paths, I was like, we're probably not beating Lost Box Kyogre. But like, I was like, to be perfectly honest, the only people that are going to play Lost Box Kyogre maybe is going to be Azul's team. So I'm like, I'm not going to like base my tournament decision off of what I think Azul's going to play, you know? So I was like, most people will probably play Lost Box Charizard. And I was like, I could smack Lost Box Charizard. That's no problem at all. You can Lost Zone the Charizard. You could judge them into oblivion. That was the thing. Like, I was 2-0 against Lost Box on the weekend because I just judged them every single turn, which is nuts. Thank you, Swizzerton, for the 1,000 bits. Appreciate you. So yeah, you could just judge them every single turn. They try to stack with the right. I had turns against Lost Box where I judged them and they didn't do anything. I judged them, and then they just like had to, you know, Comfy a couple times and then pass. And like you could really pick apart like lost box, like with the lost vacuums, you can like remove the air balloons from their confies. You can gust up their confies and knock them out. It's just like you're kind of just like constantly keeping aware of what their resources are and what they've put into the lost zone. And then it's like, if they say like they have to lost zone a confi or so, then you can like gust up a confi. And if you lost zone that confi, or you knock out another confi, right? Then it's like, okay, then if they prize a confi, then they're like in a really bad spot. You know what I mean? So it's like when you're playing against Lost Box, you can kind of just like pick apart their resources while constantly harassing their hand, and then they just kind of fall apart, you know? So that's what I was experiencing playing against Lost Box on the weekend. They're not really putting a lot of pressure on you. You can also, if you force them to hit into your Mew VMAX, you could just Psychic Leap that, which is like also really good. And the Umbrella, dude. All right, the Umbrella. So let's talk about that. Yeah, this card. The Big Parasol. This won me a game against Lost Box as well, because if you stick this card in the active spot, it means that Sableye cannot place any damage counters on your benched Pokemon. So at the end of the game, you can just very easily like Roxanne your opponent to 2, stick a Big Parasol active, right? And then it's like, okay, you're not going to be able to Sableye my bench Genesect. Because a lot of times Lost Box players will try to like build up damage on a Genesect, finish it off with Sableye. So even just like having this Parasol on the active after hand disruption is like really good as well. It just gave you a lot of different options to be able to cheese Lost Box out of the game. And that's like the whole idea of this deck, is that you're basically just like everything that your opponent's trying to do, you're trying to just like mess with it. You've got a Lost City, which can mess with what your opponent is doing. I was able to beat a Reggie deck using Lost City. Lost City was also very good against Lost Box, because you could put away their Charizard, and putting away their Charizard gives them, it makes it so that they can't like, Clara it back or whatever. And then judging that, you literally, with 3 Judge and Palpad, right? And Palpad and Silene, you could realistically judge your opponent every single turn of the game. And Judge, for those of you that don't know, makes it so that both players shuffle their hand into their deck and draw 4 cards. Now, I was getting the question a lot, why are you playing? Yo, thank you, Andrew Ionios. I appreciate you. It was a pleasure hanging out with you this weekend. A lot of people have asked me, why Judge over Marnie, and that's because Judge makes it so that both players shuffle their hand into their deck and draw 4 cards. So it means that if your opponent's trying to stack their if your opponent's trying to stack their deck with a Rangaroo, yeah, they can't do that, because that's like Lost Box and Lugia's biggest defense against Marnie is a Rangaroo. That's something that Tord was able to use to his success at the Latin American International Championships, right? So Judge is a direct counter to that. Mew doesn't care about the 1 less card that you get off of Judge as opposed to Marnie, since you have Genesect to draw out of it. Now, something that's really interesting, or not interesting, there's like one downside of Judge, I would say, as opposed to Marnie, is that sometimes you would open like Mew and no search cards and Judge, right? So you have like a pretty bad opening hand, and then if you have Judge is like definitely a worse turn 1 supporter if you're trying to get good cards. Like if you're trying to dig for Genesects, Judge is worse than Marnie, because if you have a hand with like turn 1 going second, say you have like Mew VMAX and, a couple double turbos and like a couple Path to the Peaks in your hand, and you need to find Genesects, right? Marnie is better in that situation, because you can put all of those cards that you don't want to the bottom of your deck and see the next 5 cards, right? And you're increasing your odds of seeing good cards off the top 5 because you put those bad cards that you don't want to the bottom of the hand. So yeah, right? Like that can be really bad, right? But outside of those situations, Judge is better because it gets around the Primate Wisdom Oranguru. I only had one situation all weekend where I opened Judge and judged myself into an unplayable hand. That only happened once out of 15 rounds. So like it's not that big of a deal, right? But I judged my opponent out of countless wins. Like Judge single-handedly won me countless games. I had games this weekend. To put it in perspective for you, we went 4-0 against Lugia in series. I did not drop a single set. If you're interested in how that matchup goes, you can watch back the stream game. I had sets against Lugia where my opponent did not get Lugia out, or did not get Archeops out. Literally, I was able to keep my opponent from getting Archeops out. Like in a best of 3, I was able to keep my opponent from getting Archeops out the entire time. That's how much this deck can just take control of the Lugia matchup and just pick apart exactly what they're trying to do. It's so nuts. You can path to the peak them. You can vacuum away path to the peak, draw cards, and then path to the peak them again. You can path to the peak them. They miss a turn, and then you could gust up the Lugia and knock it out, right? And then they're like, oh, well, now I can't even do it, even if I have my abilities, because my Lugia got knocked out. So there are just so many different ways to shut down the Lugia strategy. And then even if the Lugia deck does manage to get set up, you can always slap that big Parasol onto your Mew VMAX so that it can't get knocked out by Yveltal. And more likely than not, your opponent will have had to use their vacuum on Path to the Peak or something like that. So it's, the big Parasol definitely was nice to have, especially if you're going to Roxanne your opponent to like 2 cards and stick the big Parasol in the active, take a knockout on something, then, then they can't knock you out with Yveltal. So that was a really effective card. You know what card was absolutely nuts in this deck? Well, obviously the Forest Seal Stone. This thing was... I had to give Mew a run. With this card. This card was insane. I mean, obviously it's insane. You think about Mew VMAX is already one of the best decks in the format, and then you give it access to a card basically that just gets you whatever, not just basically, I mean, it literally gives you whatever you want out of your deck. This is just like a wild card. You realize this is like one of the best cards in the This is one of the best cards in the game. This card is nuts. This thing is insane. Go get whatever you want out of the deck. Yes, please. Like, holy smokes. Yeah, this thing was absolutely bananas. But I've seen some Mew decks cutting Echoing Horn. That's wild. Echoing Horn won me countless games throughout the weekend. I think that card is quite phenomenal. And the Pokestop was also really good because, I mean, someone like the Path Lugia lists are not playing like utility stadiums like Pokestop or Lost City, but I would make the argument that Lost City and Pokestop also can just like help you with various plays. Like there's a reason why each of those is there. Lost City can also play into the disruption strategy as much as Path to the Peak can if you're playing against a deck where they really want to reuse a certain Pokemon, being able to like, or even Drapion, being able to put it away with Lost City is like incredibly powerful. Thank you, Deschel, for the tier 1 sub in the 13 months. Appreciate you. But then Pokestop's there, like if you go early Path to the Peak, turn 1 Judge Path was something that you did all the time. And what was crazy is with like the Stone, you could go turn 1 Judge Path, right? And then you could use the Stone to get you out of your own path, which is something that you do. What's up, Connor? Nice to see you this weekend. Thank you for the 29 months. You could use the Stone to get you out of path. Sometimes you wanted to go get Vacuum to get you out of path. But sometimes if you're going for like a really big play, like say you want, like I'm going to counter my own path, but this next turn that I counter my own path, I want double power tablet, double cross switcher. Like I wanna find everything. I want the stones, right? So, and path does not stop the stone, which is insane. So if you're going for like those big plays, like the game-defining plays, right? You're going for one of those plays that like, this is going to make or break the game. If I hit it, I win. If I whiff it, I lose because I burned too many cards. Then Pokestop is the way you want to counter your own path, because Pokestop is going to give you 3, like it literally at the end of your dig, right? Once you're done digging, then you get to see 3 more cards. So Pokestop is like the ideal stadium to have in play when you're going for one of those game-breaking plays. So the Pokestop was really good to have, even just as a one-of. I don't think that you need more than one Pokestop because it can be destructive, obviously, if you discard things that you don't want to discard. But the Pokestop was like incredible to have on those turns that you want to that you really want to dig deep. The other card that was really, really stinking good in this deck is Serena. My goodness, this card was nuts. You know what this card says? This card basically lets you Genesect again. Like some turns you don't really need to do much of anything. You're just like kind of digging. But like Serena can just get those battle VIP passes out of your hand. All right. Serena can take a Mew VMAX hand and can remove 4 cards from it to draw like 5 new cards. You realize that? So if you have 4 dead cards in your hand that you can't burn, Serena is a supporter that can burn all of them. It is incredibly good. So I am a huge fan of Serena. There were countless situations where Serena got me out of a dead hand with the Mew VMAX deck. There would be situations where it was like, oh, like it's, it looks like my dig has come to an end, and then Serena can just trash all the bad cards, draw a new hand, and then all of a sudden you're back to using Genesect. So Serena was a card that you would use. Maybe like your first Fusion Strike system was kind of whack, and then you're like, cool, well, I got a Serena though. I'll just like ditch all of this, draw new cards, and then you're back to just drawing with Fusion Strike system. So Serena was incredible. Silene won me countless games as well. I think I hit double heads on Silene twice throughout the tournament. I hit Silene heads twice throughout the tournament, and I hit Silene double tails once throughout the tournament. So Silene was insane. It was definitely very good. A card that I don't think that I would play this deck without, because it just, there's times where you need to get stuff back from the discard pile in order to win the game. Like whether it's like a single cross switcher or an echoing horn or a path to the peak, it just is. It gives you so much flexibility. Also a huge fan of the pal pad because of the way that you play this deck. If you're like, this deck is very kind of stop and go. When you're going, you're going, and when you're stopping, you're stopping. As you saw on stream, I was able to jam the path and I didn't counter it, right? Because Mew can play the game under path and can play the game well. All you have to do is get up 2 Mew VMAX and retreat between them, and you're literally doing 220 or 190 damage every turn with no abilities being used. So, when you shut it down, you're like, okay, we're shutting it all down. Nobody's doing anything, but I'm still doing stuff, which is cool. And then you can like press the go button, and when it's time to go, you're going, you're digging, you're burning resources. Having the pal pad is really good because if you happen to like ditch the Roxanne early, or if you ditch boss's orders early or whatever, you can just throw them back into the deck, which is super duper good. Now, and also the big thing about pal pad is that pal pad does not get discarded by Pokestop, so you always have that insurance. So like if you're hesitating to use Pokestop because you're like, I might discard my Roxanne, right? Well, that's okay because Pokestop can't discard pal pad, right? So you always have that insurance that I won't burn myself too bad with Pokestop, because Pokestop will discard your supporters, but it won't discard pal pad. So you always have that backup that you don't have to worry too much when you're using Pokestop. The worst thing that you can do off of Pokestop is hit your Mew VMAXs and your double turbos. That's like all you're really worried about. So you just have to be careful with that. sometimes you have to make that risk, but it's always a calculated risk. You don't just hit the button for no reason. You always hit the button if you need to, or if it's a risk that you need to take that you wouldn't win without. So that's the reason that's there. Moved from Switch cart to Switch. That's because we saw that Tord Riklev's Latin American International Championship winning deck did not play any Switch cards, right? So then an obvious next step for meta counter decks was to paralyze and shenanigans like that. So I figured that maybe some anti-meta decks might take advantage of the fact that they thought that Mew VMAX decks would not play enough Switch cards. So, or maybe it was only playing Switch cart that could only move Genesect and not Mew. So I wanted to have an out to be able to move the Mew VMAX. A single copy of Switch combined with cross switchers, combined with Silene, combined with Palpad means that you can effectively switch your active, like a half dozen times throughout the game. It's really not too bad at all. So it was nice to have the Switch. I didn't, it was fine. I didn't actually get paralyzed, but I was happy to have it there in case. I did play against one of those nasty paralysis decks. That was one of my auto losses in day 2. Turns out Charlie Lockyer's deck had 2 Drapion V in it. Now, I don't know if you know anything about Drapion V, but it is very good against this deck that I have right here. So, yeah, that was bad. Roxanned him to 2 twice, and he was able to Drapion again out of the Roxanne both times. So that is what occurred. Yeah, so it was double Drapion, not good. That was an auto loss. And then the other auto loss that I hit and there were no Palkias or anything in the deck. It was literally Inteleon and Drapion and the Paralysis Articuno. That was it. And in order to win that, I have to be able to stick a Roxanne. I have to be able to stick a Judge. I have to be able to stick a Path. And none of them stuck. It was just like the Judges didn't stick, the Roxannes didn't stick, the Paths didn't stick both times. So we lost. That's fine. We gave it our best. That's like our strategy against that. But when you have a Pokemon that can one-hit KO your main attacker for no energy, it's just kind of broken. So that was bad. The other auto loss for us that, and it was funny, JW and I both experienced the same 2 auto losses, which was really, really brutal. The other auto loss was to Zorobox. Yes, Zorobox is an incredibly bad matchup. Not only do they have Mightyena, which can one-hit KO your Mew VMAX, they also have Braixen, 4 copies of Serena, and a Boss's Orders. So, with Braixen and Boss's Order, all they have to do in the Zorobox deck is they have to Mightyena your Mew VMAX once, right? And then you lost zone it, right? And then I will say, I think the Zorobox was actually worse. I felt like I had less of a chance versus the Zorobox than I did against the Drapion, because at least when I knocked out Drapion, I took 2 prizes. So I could like escalate the game a little bit. I had a chance against Drapion because what I needed to do was I needed to like take a couple of cheap knockouts, then knock out Drapion, Roxanne, Path, right? Have them not do anything, and then Echoing Horn, Gust, knock out Drapion again for 4 prizes in 2 turns. That's like the win condition against, that's the win condition against Drapion, right? But, and Lost City doesn't matter against Drapion when they're playing 2. So you're better off going with Path to try and stop them from attacking. Now, the Zorobox deck was even worse because you couldn't take 2 prizes at all versus that deck. You're just kind of stuck taking 1 prize at a time. So what the Zorobox deck would do is they would use Mightyena to take a 1-hit KO on your Mew VMAX, and then they would use Braixen to gust up one of your Genesects and take 2 more prizes, and then you could Roxanne them and stuff, but they had Chinchinos to draw out of it. You could Roxanne them and stuff, but none of that mattered because they would just sit around until you had 1 prize left, and then they'd slow bro for game, right? Or they would just Braixen you again. So that was a terrible matchup. And they have all day to do it, right? They have all day to do it. With the with the Braixens and the 4 Serenas and the Boss's Orders. I mean, my goodness, they had so much time. So much time. Frankly, when building the deck, I'm not building this deck to be able to beat 2 Drapions. That's just not something that I was like, when I was building the deck, I wanted to be able to beat Lost Box and I wanted to be able to beat Mew. I figured that if I was able to beat Lost Box and I was able to beat Lugia, did I say Mew? I wanted to be able to beat, well, yeah, I wanted to be able to beat the Mirror too. And I did go 2-1 versus the Mirror over the course of the weekend. So I still feel like I have a favorable Mirror match. In my winning into top 16, I did lose a Mew Mirror where I went second, and I prized my Roxanne and my Path to the Peak. So I went second game 1 and lost. I went first game 2 and won. And then in game 3, I prized my Roxanne and my Path, and I lost. So that was unfortunate. You really can't win going second in the Mew Mirror without these cards. It's quite bad, kind of ugly. So that was unfortunate, but I did go 2-1 against the Mew Mirror over the course of the weekend. I still had a chance to win that Mew Mirror, winning into top 16, if my Judge Path stuck on turn 1 going second, but my opponent top decked the stadium out of their 4-card hand in order to proceed to be able to take the first knockout and win the set. So that was that was unfortunate, but that'll happen. That's Pokemon cards. You're playing a Mirror, you know, it is what it is. So 2-1 versus the Mirror over the course of the weekend. I was 4-0 against Lugia over the course of the weekend, and there were multiple Lugia matches that I played where my opponent was not even able to get Archeops onto the board because I was just, we had the mop out. We were mopping, bro. We were just, we were mopping it up. And then, thank you, 9Sketch9 for the Prime sub in the 16 months. And then, against Lost Box, I was 2-0 on the weekend. So against the decks that I wanted to beat, I did exceptional against. Now, the matchups that were tough for me, let's see. We also beat a Reggie. We also beat an Arceus Duraludon. I feel like that's a fantastic matchup for this deck. We beat Arceus Duraludon. I tied an Arceus Beedrill deck. That was extremely sketchy. Arceus Beedrill, yeah, because like they went first, and Arceus Beedrill going first, yeah, that's sus for sure. It is bad because they could just get Arceus's out. They got Beedrills out. I mean, I don't know if you noticed, but like you only got 4 double turbo in the deck, so you know Beedrill gonna do a heck of a job knocking your guys out. And then yes, you have the big Parasol, which stops Beedrill, but they also have Inteleon and Lost Vacuum to remove your big Parasol. So it was, it was back and forth. We went to game 3. I do believe that I would have won game 3 because my opponent last prized both his Beedrills, but we did not get to see that game conclude. So I tied an Arceus Beedrill. I lost to an Arceus Goodra VSTAR deck, which was annoying because I went second and had a rough start game 1, so I scooped fast, and in game 2, I went first and won handily, and then in game 3, this was the game where I started Mew and Judge, and I judged myself, and I drew nothing and lost. So that was frustrating. So that was just like game 3, make or break time, needed things to go well, they didn't. So that happens. That's Pokemon cards. I mean, that's just the luck of the draw sometimes. That'll happen. So we were, we lost once day 1. Finished day 1 with a 7-1-1 record. Was very pleased about that, obviously. Going into day 2 with 7 wins was fantastic. Had 2 auto losses day 2, which were really rough. I don't know that there was really too much of anything that I could have done against 2 Drapion. Yeah, the deck just wasn't prepared to do that. It's not what I built it to do, so that's okay. And the deck also was not very good against the Zorobox deck, and that's okay, because the Zorobox deck cannot beat Lost Box, and I beat 2 Lost Box day 1. And when talking to my opponent about about Zorobox, I was like, "How did you beat Lost Box?" They're like, "I didn't. I haven't played against any." So it's like, if you're gonna choose a deck like Zorobox, you're just kind of just hedging your bets that you're not going to play against one of the best decks in the format, which is not a strategy that I like to use. when I'm going to a big tournament. I don't like to say, well, I'm just not going to play against one of the top 3 decks. That's in my experience. That's kind of a you're leaving it up to the luck of the draw. Whereas when I'm preparing for a tournament, I want to be able to have a good shot against the decks that I consider to be the best decks in the format. And this deck had a solid plan against Mew, had a solid plan against Lost Box, and it had a solid plan against Lugia. So I felt very confident bringing it to the Toronto Regional Championships. Now, I said that I was not expecting to play Mew VMAX. I was expecting to play Lost Box. But after running some more games against Lugia, and seeing that Judge Path was just really good and that you could just kind of wipe them out swiftly that way, I was confident. That's all I really needed to see, because I knew that you could beat Lost Box just with with some judges and paths and Lost City and stuff. So, and then I knew you could beat the Mirror with Path. So Path to the Peak and shutting down abilities is very good. All in all, I love this list. I feel like it's solid. I don't know that there's anything that I feel like I would have rather had different for the tournament. There was no card that I was like, dang, I wish that card was in that deck, for the weekend. I felt like this was a solid call. And I think that all 60 of the cards in this list were actualized and realized their potential during the event. So I was thankful for all 60 cards in the deck. The Big Parasol wasn't as effective as I would have hoped, but that was basically because because when I was beating the Lugia decks, they weren't even able to accelerate energy because I was just smacking them with Judge and Path. so the Big Parasol was the last, if the Lugia deck happens to set up, then you will need Big Parasol. But I was able to just decimate them from the onset. So there wasn't really any chance for Big Parasol to come into play. Big Parasol did help me to beat a Lost Box, though, by stopping Sableye from placing damage counters. And Big Parasol did play a part in, me being able to tie the Arceus Beedrill that I played. So I wasn't, it was fine to have that in there. It wasn't too bad. I think Big Parasol also stops the paralysis stuff. So I wouldn't I'm not upset about that. The Parasol could have been another Forest Seal Stone, maybe. But I do think that you want something in the deck that can I want something in the deck that can make it so that your opponent can't set up checkmate with Lugia. I think that's the most important thing, because if your opponent blasts one of your Mews, right, and they have Yveltal on the bench, then that's checkmate, right? But then if you Roxanne Parasol, then it's not checkmate. So I think you want some sort of counterplay so that Lugia can't just set up checkmate, right? So I think that the Parasol still kind of earns its spot, but that's that's the card that probably was the fringiest card in the deck, but it was still fine. This is purely a meta call. So that's probably the weakest card in the deck, but I'm not unhappy that it was there because there's not anything else that I felt like I really needed. Now, I've gotten a lot of questions. Do I think that the Fusion Mew deck is better than this deck? I do not. I feel like this deck gives you far more opportunity to kind of big brain outplay your opponents and be able to finesse games into your favor. I felt like this deck gives you more control over the game, and by having more control over the game, you have more options, and having more options is more beneficial for a player that is trying to outplay their opponents every game. So that was kind of my rationale for this version over the Fusion Mew. Fusion Mew feels like more run and gun, I'm just trying to run hot, right? Whereas this deck has more control elements, and with more control elements, you don't need to just run hot. You can, there's a lot of stop and go, there's hand disruption, there's ability disruption. I mean, and that kind of deck is going to be way more appealing to a player like me. So that's how I feel. Also, I feel like the Fusion Mew deck can just clunk up. So yeah, I'm not super into that. And you got too many energy in that deck. Sometimes 4 energy felt like too many. You really only need 3. So, yeah, 3 is all you need. So a lot of times you might Quick Ball or Ultra Ball away in energy. You're fine. Yeah. 3, you only need 3, bro. The more energy in the deck, the more opportunities you clunk up and can't draw with Genesect. So that's my TED Talk on Mew VMAX after playing 15 rounds. Man, 15 rounds with that deck. My 3rd regional championship with that deck. 3rd regional championship with Mew VMAX, 3rd day 2 in a row, 2nd top 32 finish in a row. It was definitely kind of a bummer considering after round 13 and after that win on stream, all I had to do was win my next round and I could have ID'd into top 8. So I was in a win and in. Round 14 was a win and in. I played against Charlie Lockyer. If I beat Charlie, you saw Charlie made it to top 8 because Charlie was able to win that match and then ID into top 8. So if I beat Charlie Lockyer in round 14, I ID into top 8. But Charlie had the double Drapion. There really was no chance. So that was unfortunate. And JW also lost to that matchup. It was just 2 Drapion V. And talking to Charlie after the game, he was like, yeah, the match was kind of 50-50 with 1 Drapion. So we put a 2nd one in. I'm like, yeah, well, you did your homework. So, props to you for that. And that makes sense. So they would, they went for it. They called the shot and they did it. And it's like, that's fine. That's what I get, though, for playing a deck that's a meta deck. You know what I mean? Like, I played a meta deck and I got meted out. Like, and that's fine. It's like Charlie, it was a called shot. Charlie's like, I'm going to play against some Mews and I'm going to be able to beat them with these 2 cards in my deck. Yo, thanks, Brady, for the 41 months. I appreciate it. Thanks, man. So it was a good, good called shot for Charlie, and congrats to Charlie for making it to day 2. That was a solid finish with the crazy rogue deck. That was very cool. And had I won that game, I would have made it to top 8. So it felt good to just be in the mix, and that's what Mew has provided that for me every regional that I've played it so far. Is that I feel like I've been able to play well, just good, solid Pokemon cards, and every tournament I've had a shot at making top 8. And eventually one of those shots is going to go in. So, it's cool. It feels good to have consistent results again. So I'm stoked about that, and overall proud of how the deck performed. It was funny watching the team the night before come around to playing Mew VMAX again, because I kind of am like the biggest Mew lover on the team. But Riley was like also down. He didn't need much convincing. He was like, I don't want to play Lugia. So if it's looking good, I'll send it. JW had played it before, and was like open to it. So, and JW ended up finishing 7-1-1 after day 1 as well. So he had a good time with the deck also. There were a lot of bad beats from some of our teams starting out day 1 playing against like Weezing stuff, double Drapions, just weird stuff. Yeah, there was a lot of funky stuff. 1,000-player tournament. You're just gonna hit some. You're gonna hit some riffraff. You're gonna. There's gonna be some ugly stuff out there, but thankfully I was able to make it through everything and get into day 2 with another solid finish. Very thankful for that. So deck performed well. Good old faithful. When in doubt, Mew it out. Happy Mew year. Yeah. Yeah, what's up on that? It was nice to see you again. For sure. And I'm going to be at the Arlington Regional Championships in 2 weeks. So same format. I'm going to Arlington and I'm going to San Diego. So 2 different regionals, same format. So what do we do? As you can see, also, I have not shaved, okay? I got 5 hours of sleep the night before the event. The event went very late. Went out to dinner. Got back at 1 a.m. The night before day 2. Went to bed. Got 5 hours of sleep again. Oh, God. Went into day 2 feeling like I got hit by a bus. I was surprised I looked so chipper on stream, considering that I I was not feeling chipper. I was feeling dreadful, actually. Yeah, shout out to everybody who is watching the stream game and cheering me on. I really appreciate that. Yeah, it was good fun. The production of these things has been like really fantastic. I mean, it's nuts how high quality the production with all the camera angles, with all of the commentary. Yeah, very. Yeah, they made me change shirts. So here's the deal. I decided I'm gonna start bringing my own. I'm gonna start bringing my own Pokemon shirts to wear on stream because, like, dude, I'm tired of. Listen, I'm tired of having all these play Pokemon shirts. Like, bro, I got too many T-shirts, so I'm gonna start bringing my own, you know, my own stream shirts to change into, because, yeah, man, I'm sick of the play Pokemon shirts. We got too many play Pokemon shirts. Too many free T-shirts. And they actually, like, they clog up your drawers, you know? Yeah, they don't want the shirt back. After you put all your gamer sweat on it, they ain't asking for it back. So, give them away with all my gamer sweat on them? You don't want my gamer pit sweat. Giving away used T-shirts? Giving away lightly used T-shirts? That's the bonus? I don't know about that, bro. Why was I bouncing on the chair? That's a good question. Because whoever assembled the chairs assembled them incorrectly. So you could see how this chair is like bending inwards, right? Compare this chair to this chair. This chair, as you can see on the right, thank you, Ninja Pengui, is nice and flat. This chair is leaning forward. That's because whoever put the spring, whoever screwed in the base plate, screwed it in backwards. So instead of the chair leaning backwards, the chair dipped in forwards, which, like, it was like broken. I mean, it was literally whoever built the chair built it wrong. And they all knew it. Like, we all knew it. And I was like, this is serious. This is what we're doing here. We're going to do it with, like, this crazy bouncing chair. Like, this is like, there's no other chairs. This is what we're doing. And they were like, yes, this is what we're doing. I was like, all right, but I'm going to make a scene. I was like, I'll play in this. I'll play in this silly chair, but I'm going to make a scene about it, you know? So here I was, like, bouncing around, you know, looking like it. Yeah. I was like, I'm gonna make sure this never happens again. So this was a lot of fun. But look how good the production is, bro. Even with, like, the fake turf and everything like that, it was sick. This looks great. But yeah, you can see look how far inward the chair is leaning. It's not supposed to do that. So it was very uncomfortable to sit in. But to be honest, anybody who sat. These chairs were no worse than the round chairs that you sat in, bro. The round chairs, let me tell you something about the chairs that you sat in for the Swiss rounds, or like the rest of the chairs in the event hall. I don't know that chairs could be assembled so cheaply. They were, I mean, I'm not here to bash chairs, but those are some of the worst chairs I've ever sat. They were some of the worst chairs that I have ever had the misfortune of having to sit in, okay? I'm not here to bash chairs, but these chairs were not good, bro. Everybody who sat on those chairs talked about how they felt like they were going to snap at any moment. And then it's like, so, like, in order to make sure that you were, like, as stable as possible, you couldn't, like, sit on the base of the chair. You kind of had to find the metal bar underneath the plastic, and you had to, like, perch your cheek right on the metal bar, because that was, like, what gave you the most support. So you had to, like, perch yourself right on, like, the metal bar, because if you sat on the plastic, you probably were gonna, like, break the chair. So yeah, I got to bring my own chair for future events for sure. Yeah, lesson learned. Bring your own chair for sure.
See the matchup between VMAX and Josh Fernando.
But yeah, this was cool. It was a lot of fun. The matchup.
Andrew was so happy to see that Orangaroo.
Matchup went good. Game 1, Josh, open Pumpkaboo. I knew it was lights out, baby. I'm like, I'm going to get the path out turn 1, and you're not going to be able to counter it. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. And then in game 2, I had a pretty terrible start, actually. But thankfully, and I was thinking about scooping. But then Josh Marnied me. I prized this silly stone both games, so that was kind of annoying, but it's cool. Yeah, I had a terrible start. Like, look at this hand, bro. This hand is terrible. This is miserable. I'm not doing anything. The only thing I had for me was path, and Josh countered it immediately. But then the only supporter that Josh had was Marnie, so Josh had to Marnie my hand. And then we were able to finesse our way. And then, thankfully, Josh Marnied himself, but did not find the Archeops. So then I was like, oh, it's game over, buddy. Yeah. So we were able to draw out of the Marnie. I used Silene to put a quick ball on top of my deck to go find more Genesects. We slammed the path again, and I was like, this path gonna stick, ain't it? And it did. So, yeah. So that path stuck. Finally, Josh was able to whip up the Archeops. It was able to find the Collapse Stadium after like a couple researches and stuff, and was able to get the world's most humongous Lugia VSTAR to knock out my previous Mew. Not that one, but to knock out my other Mew, right? Yeah. Humongo, Lugia, both Archeops out. But you can see I only have 3 prizes left to take at this point because because I was able to stick the path and take a cheap knockout on Yveltal, take a cheap knockout on Luminion, and at this point, so I'm basically starting the game with a 3 prize lead because Path was able to stop Josh for a turn, which is like all I needed. So that was huge. And then finally, when Josh was able to whip up the Lugia, I had knocked out the Yveltal too because Josh started the Yveltal, right? So started the Yveltal. That was the first knockout I took. Josh took a big knockout on my Mew with a 4 powerful colorless Choice Belt Lugia, but I come up with the solo dolo Mew VMAX and only 2 Genesect, but I have double power tablet in my hand. So that's right. We slap that double power tablet down and knock out the Lugia to put us to 1 prize card remaining. And then I just have to build up my board in a way that I know that I can attack with this Mew VMAX again. The 4 Seal Stone can pretty much guarantee that. I know that he can't respond to my Mew VMAX because Charizard cannot knock it out, and I already knocked out his Yveltal. The only win condition he could have had at this point would have been if he would have been able to revive that Yveltal and power it up, but Lugia decks are typically not playing Pokemon Recovery, so there's pretty much no way that that could have happened. So he brings up the Charizard, realizes he's kind of out of it because I've got double cross switcher and switch in my hand, and there's basically no way that he can prevent the win, especially with the 4 Seal Stone, just kind of guaranteeing it. And he doesn't disrupt my hand, so I am able to just sit here. He puts the V-Guard energy on the Charizard, making it quite thick. Puts it to 210 HP, which actually makes it so that I need a makes it so that I need a power tablet in order to take the knockout, which is interesting. And I'm glad that I had double cross switcher because I wasn't doing the math at the time. I was like, yeah, bro, that Charizard going down for sure. But yeah, now that I'm doing math, I'm realizing I had the power tablet in deck though, so I could have found it, but I had double cross switcher. So I was like, I would just cross switcher up a, handsome little pumpkin or something. Yeah, we're just gonna do that. So I'm glad I didn't have to do the math on that Charizard because I would have had to find a power tablet had I been forced to knock that out. But there we go. GG's 2-0. Fantastic. Felt good to get a nice clean win on stream where I feel like you got to see the exactly how my Lugia matchups went. in this best of 3. Like, you could look at this best of 3 and be like, oh, he kind of just sacked that. That's how every single matchup I played against Lugia went. Just like that. It was just lights out. Every single one. I don't think there was a single Lugia matchup I played that was close. They were all pretty hectic. Just like that. So there's a couple of things. So if you're asking, if you're a big Lugia fan, you know, and you're kind of like, if you're a big Lugia fan and you're like, well, how do we combat that? You probably need more outs to path. At this tournament, Lugia decks were only playing like 1 counter stadium, 1 vacuum, and 1 Pumpkaboo. So that's, I mean, somehow that seems like it should be enough, especially with the Pumpkaboo, but it just wasn't. So I don't really know, you know? You might need another stadium, frankly. So, yeah, the interviews were really fun. Let's go watch the interview with Chip and I. That was cool. 2 Pumpkaboo, eh? Hey. Stinking advertisements. Man, bro. Can I show that on Twitch? Thank you, Dream Eaters, for the Prime sub in the 2 months. Here we go.
That's right. I am standing by here with Andrew Mahone, moving now to, I believe, 32 match points, 10.
First off, I have to say that this setup was really, really slick. This was great. This is the first time that they did this with the, you want to call this like the, like the trainer lounge, right? This is the first time they did this with the, I have to say, okay, with the brick wall and the fern, I was feeling very at home. I did. I felt like I was in my element for sure. Yeah. Yeah, this was great. So, the winner's lounge. There we go. Yeah, this was cool. This was cool for sure. So it was a lot of fun. Chip did a fantastic job doing the interview and helping to kind of like keep the content rolling, because one of the biggest oh, this is funny, dude. We have matched to, yeah, I got yellow on yellow, he's got red on red. This chair was more comfortable. This is the most comfortable chair I sat in all weekend for sure. Yeah. But the trainer lounge was fantastic. Chip did a fantastic job. The commentators all did great, but Chip really, I felt like, brought it home with these interviews and helping to kind of fill the space between rounds at the tournament. That's what Chip's job was at the event, was to help fill the space, you know, build context for the tournament and all of that. And I think he did a really wonderful job doing it. So huge props to the Pokemon Company for putting all of this on. The production was great. It looks wonderful. This looks fun. This looks fun. This is like an inviting place, and like giving these interviews and doing this kind of like, you know, build, like story building around the event really helps to like put perspective on the matches that you're watching, which is, I think, really important. So huge props to the Pokemon Company for doing this. This is not something that they have to do. It's something that they're doing because they are invested in upping the production quality of the of the events. Nice. Pokemon Promo says that translated interviews are coming along too. That's awesome. Yeah. But this is something that they're doing to up the production value of the whole event and help to, help to increase accessibility, I guess, and understanding of the matches that are being played. It's not just like, oh, here's a match, here's a match, here's a match, here's a match. Like, having stuff between the matches. That's what frankly is going to be the most fun part about watching the tournament, is getting to meet with players and listening to them talk and hearing stories. That's always the most fun part about the production. So, in my opinion, watching games is fine, but is, a lot of times it's just cards on a table. Building up the stories around the cards on the table. That to me is that is the most important thing that you can do. So I think that this is big. I'm proud of Chip for bringing it home and doing this. And Chip and I had a great time kind of chatting here. I really liked both of the interviews that Chip and I did, so let's watch them. We'll watch them in chronological order. We don't have to watch it. I gave you the cliff notes on the match. If you want to go back and watch the match, start to finish, you can do that. But I gave you the cliff notes there. But the interviews with Chip, these are fun. They also have, I think that this is really cool, just the the event camera kind of just showing off, what the tournament hall looks like. This is really, really wonderful so that players can get an idea of what a tournament looks like, which I think is really important. Man, I'm so thrilled that Chip has this opportunity to do this stuff with Pokemon. I mean, he's really killing it.
Welcome back in, everyone. Chip Ritchie here, joined with a special guest back here in the lounge, Andrew Mahone himself, content creator extraordinaire and Pokemon player extraordinaire, because Andrew has just locked up a berth into day 2 with a 6-1-1 record. Andrew, gotta imagine, feels pretty good.
It does, Chip, it does. It is a huge relief to get that out of the way. Didn't even have to save it for the last round.
Got it out of the way in round 8.
Whoa. Yeah, in there early. Feels great.
So you got a lot less stress going on.
Yeah, thank you, Cased,
for
for that
round,
sub.
Which is definitely nice. You can play it out. Hopefully you get your points. If you don't, you'll still get to play tomorrow, of course. So tell us about what you decided to bring to the tournament this weekend.
Well, Chip, we're playing Mew VMAX. Yes, I love playing Mew VMAX.
I feel like
Chip.
you've played this to quite the last several tournaments, right?
Yeah, it's the 3rd regional in a row we've played Mew VMAX, and I can't explain my love for this deck, Chip. Just something's clicking there, and it's the 3rd regional in a row we've day 2'd. I had a terrible spring. That was miserable.
Yeah.
Nothing was clicking, and then all of a sudden, Mew is just providing just every single time. I can't explain it. It's wonderful.
It's funny too, because it's I don't feel like you were a huge fan of the Fusion Strike Mew.
Hated it.
Yeah, weren't a big fan of it.
No.
But this version, the all double turbo, it almost feels a little bit like Night March.
It does.
And I know you loved Night March, so
This version of this deck with the double turbo energies and the path to the peaks, and we've got Judge in here as well. It feels a lot different. Whereas the Fusion Strike version of Mew felt like very kind of turboed out. You're trying to get all these energy into play. You're using Elisa's Sparkle. Your hands can clunk up. And your gameplay was kind of going towards only a couple of lines. In this version of the deck, you can play, you only have one kind of energy, and more or less you're performing 1 or 2 attacks.
yeah.
But the way you play the game feels, I think my buddy Riley said it the best, it's a good fundamentals deck, right? You've got ability disruption, you've got hand disruption, you've got, prize trade things, you've got resource management, you've got crazy draw power. People are comparing this to Zoroark GX Garbodor, things like that. This kind of strategy where you play an ability-reliant deck that also shuts down abilities has seen success before, and it just feels really, really good to be able to Roxanne your opponent to 2 cards, stick that path, and take the final prizes you need.
It definitely feels like a deck that has all of the pieces you want from a super competitive deck, and at the same time has a really high power level, because you can just push for those big knockouts in specific turns. Now, if it's okay with you, I want to
let's take a look.
Poke through a little bit here of your deck, because you mentioned...
So we take a look at the deck,
that I think is not...
talk about Silene, talk about Forest Sealstone, joke around.
1 and 2, is that right? So
10-1 and 2.
10-1 and 2. That's very good, man.
10-1
Oh,
and
feeling
2.
good.
Yeah.
I asked Chip when we were joking around before the we were joking around. I was like, Chip, can I put my feet on the desk? And Chip started laughing. I was like, hey, Chip, can I put my feet on the desk? And he's like, you could do whatever you want back here, buddy. He's like, ain't no rules, bro. They just let me do whatever I want. And I was like, oh, it's like that? I was like, I'm putting my feet up on the table for sure. I was like, oh, they gave you free reign? Yeah. Oh, they just said, knock yourselves out. I wanted to ask it. Listen, it's Chip's desk. If Chip was gonna tell me no feet on the table, then I would have listened to Chip, because I care. It's Chip's house, that's Chip's clubhouse. So I wanted to ask Chip. I was like, Chip, you mind if I put my feet on your table? He was laughing. I was like, oh yeah, we're going for it then. So I had to do it.
That was good to stretch.
One more win, and that'll get you to that 35 match point mark. I imagine that's got to be feeling a pretty good feeling, right?
So I'm 10-1 and 2. I'm 10-2 and 1. No.
Oh, okay.
It's a little short.
A win and a tie.
Well, a win and a tie. So if I win my next one, then
34 might be okay as well. So.
Yeah, it might be. But another win, and we're feeling pretty good.
So we got to speak a little bit yesterday. Obviously, you're playing the Mew VMAX deck, which we got to see a pretty good display from, a quick 2-0 victory against the Lugia player.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the bread and butter of the Mew deck. That's it, you know? You slam down path, you disrupt the hand. There's some things that really went my way in that particular match. Opening the Pumpkaboo, I'm like, oh, you're done. Because that's like, primarily, that's how the path gets bumped,
right,
is with that thing. So when you open Pumpkaboo, I'm like, I'm going for the path play for sure, even though that is usually what you do going second anyway.
Of course.
Or first. You really just like, going first, you wait until you're about to knock out the Lugia, then you slam path. Anytime that they're about to do the thing with bringing out the Archeops, yeah, you try to deny that.
Yeah, try to make it as hard as possible.
Hard as possible to do that.
And that's really kind of interesting to where we found ourselves with Mew, because it is such a high power level deck that initially when it came out, everyone was focused on the consistency, right? Trying to just make sure that even though this deck is very high power level, we can make it attain that high power level game after game after game. But now we've gotten to a point where it is so strong, players like you are able to find ways to really key into that disruption option of the deck with the judges, which we saw be utilized in this game as well.
Yeah, the judges are crazy, the paths are crazy. With all the the lost vacuums, the way to remove tools, paths, it's such a useful card. And it helps you to thin your hand down to draw more cards with Fusion Strike system as well. The whole deck really just feels like it's kind of, it's really blossoming now.
Yeah,
late in its life, you know, about a year since its release. It just keeps getting new things that just go really well with it. So that's the Lugia matchup's been going great. Thankfully, I haven't dropped any games to it yet. So,
yeah, well, we'll see what can continue to happen for you. In that game 2, there was a moment you were definitely really far ahead, but Josh finally had a big turn. He was finally able to do something, got rid of the path, and was able to get 4 powerful colorless energy on his Lugia with the choice belt in order to get over the damage reduction of the Oricorio. In that moment, you know, he's only 1 Mew VMAX prize away from taking the game. Were you ever worried at that point, or were you just too far ahead?
Nah. There was no way for him to do it because I knocked out the Evil Tall.
Yeah.
So like I was joking with him at the table. I was like, you're not gonna go at Ordinary Rod that on.
All right, you know what would look really sick here though?
Are you? You're not gonna.
They need like
claw that back into your hand, are you? Like that thing's a goner, right?
As long as it's gone,
as long as it's gone. So
they need like a big neon light.
The Charizard can't get to that.
That's what they need, bro.
To take the knockout. So I just wanted
to hang over in front of the brick.
And preserve the card.
That's the next step. Right here.
That I was worried about, and I was like, I don't think
I'm telling you. Nah, they don't need skateboards. That's okay. They got lamps.
That was the only thing I wanted to make sure that I had.
Yeah. Tell me that wouldn't look dope with like a big neon light. Like right. Boom. Yeah, that would look sick. But the thing is, like, you could get it to look all nice and dope and official like, right? Yeah, you could get that little Pokeball ain't cutting it. That's what I'm saying. Like you need now. This is the first time. This is the prototype, right? I'm telling you, Pokemon. I'm for hire for consulting. Okay, you can hire me. I'll help you out. The design here is looking pretty good, but let's get like a big Pokemon sign. The branding needs to be increased a little bit more. Brand awareness. We need slightly higher on the brand. It's a great starting. They did a fantastic job for the first time. Absolutely incredible. I'm blown away. They did a great job. But yeah, we need to dress up that. They need to dress up that backdrop a little bit. We need a little bit of branding right there. We need a big Pokemon sign. The coffee table, something needs to be here. The coffee table fits. That's fine. It's it is what it do. That's a coffee table, notebook. That's cool. Looks like Chip out here being studious. That's fine. Yeah, they need a big sign back here. Something that like arcs right here behind both players. That you know exactly what you're watching. You need to know exactly what you're watching. There needs to be Pokemon sign just blasted right there. But for a first time, it's fantastic. Absolutely. I mean, Chip knocked it out of the park, bro.
Had access to in that final turn of the game. The decision to be made in that game, more or less, was the turn that I used Serena to bring up the Luminion. It was like, I could use that.
Yeah, you could have a desk here or something, but honestly, it looks good.
To draw, and then also...
No, not too much. Yeah, the brick is fine texture. You want some texture. The texture is good. But you need something to like dress it up. That like I think like a big sign, but you'd have to like hang it because you can't. The brick is just a blanket. Like it's like it's like nylon or something. It's not hard, obviously, because you have to be able to just like pop it. Everything has to be pop up, okay? This is a weekend event. You have to be able to pop up, pop down. So great prototype. Yeah. I like the color chair. Chip and I's outfits even, I can't believe our outfits go with the chairs. That's crazy, bro. All right, now here's the real thing. All right. Here's the real thing. Anybody from the Pokemon Company International, I'm telling you, I should be charging for this, but that's okay. I'll give you ideas for free. All right, Chip and I doing our own talk show. Imagine Chip and I doing a talk show. All right. Imagine how cool that would be. What if you hired Chip and I to both do this? And then Chip and I could go back and forth between rounds. Man. Yeah, that'd be sick. But anyways, it's an idea.
So
I actually don't know if I would take a job at regionals like this because I like to play. But you know.
in order to continue attacking, I had to Ultra Ball away Power Tablet, which felt bad. So, and I didn't know if he played V-Guard yet, so I was like in kind of a weird situation where it's like, if I get rid of this, I know I have another Power Tablet prized, but I know the Luminium.
Holding the microphones is the best, it's the best solution because you can't feasibly mic somebody up every time they go on. You know what I mean? You just want to be able to like bring somebody in and have them hold the mic. You don't want to have to like mic them, you know?
Can just get bumped with the collapse. So should he find that, like, it's really nice to take this now. I knew my stone was in the
So this is just the best solution.
Because I was missing it in my deck. So I was like, I have a pretty decent shot of ripping the stone. That's going to really help things. And sure enough, taking the Luminion ended up being the right call.
Yeah, and you talked a couple times there about your prize cards. You knew a Power Tablet was prized. You knew the Forest Steel Stone was prized.
Yeah, casters can play at regionals if they aren't casting.
Of that knowledge, which is something that we see from many of the top-level players, making sure they know those prize cards, because it really does let you take calculated risks, right? At the key time.
I have to say, the Pokemon Go event,
I'm gonna be okay.
I'm very happy that Pokemon Go has a platform to play and to compete and all that, but dang, it's loud, bro. Do you have to play the game sound effects during the game? I'm just saying. I don't know if any of you guys were at the event and playing anywhere near the Pokemon Go stage, but like hearing that zing, 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 zing. Oh my God. It was like, bro, playing right next to the Pokemon Go stage was like was like a test in mental fortitude for sure. It was insane, absolutely nuts. I was like, I couldn't believe that I had to play next to that. I was like, this is like playing under a highway overpass. I'd rather play in a subway, you know, next to trains. Like it's like being in a casino. Oh my gosh. I can't emphasize enough how much those sound effects need to be shut down for the next event. Yeah. So, again, if anybody from the Play Pokemon production team is watching, please, 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 bro. The sound effects do not enhance the experience in any way. And also, I don't mean to be like this. All right, I don't mean to be like this, but all right. The Pokemon TCG is the premier event at these regionals. I'm just saying. All right, I'm just saying. I am not trying to start any fights. Okay, I know that I'm biased, but you can be biased and correct. You can. I know. People will say you're biased, but yeah, those things aren't mutually exclusive. Thank you, Blast Boys, for the 11 months. Yeah, you could be biased and right, but yeah, Squeezle, we are talking about Go's excessive sound effects and how they need to turn those off. Please turn them off, bro. Please. I feel like I'm about to fire off a tweet right now. I don't know, bro. Because maybe we could do some. I feel like we could actually enact change because they should not, brother. I feel like anybody who attended Toronto knows that those sound effects need to not be on, bro. Trying to play next to the Pokemon Go stage was like nearly impossible. Um, all right, sweet. Yeah, if I could get some likes and retweets on that, anybody who wants to help us try and get the Pokemon Go stage quieted down. I'm enjoyfriend on Twitter at ENJOYfriend. Cool. All right, sweet. Yeah, the sound effects, bro, those just seemed unnecessary. Those did not need to be there. So that was cool. That was cool. Pokemon Go was cool. I'm super excited to have them there, but the zing ding 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 zing zing ding 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 ding. Like imagine playing, imagine playing a serious best of 3 50 minutes. Like ding 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 ding. It's like you want to hear the most annoying sound in the world? Holy smokes, bro. Yeah, that was something.
Because I've got a decent chance here off my first 2 knockouts. I'm going to take that. I'll get one, right?
Exactly. Yeah, and it just put me so far ahead in the prize trade. I was like, I take this Lumineon, then I take the Lugia, then it's game over. Because I already took a single prizer. And so I was like, if I could take the Lumineon Lugia, that's how we're really going to put this game away.
So I imagine you've been looking around at the other tables as you're playing, maybe see a little bit of what people are playing or talk to some friends in here about it. There are quite a few Mewtwo V unions up here at the top tables doing decently.
Really?
I gotta wonder how you're feeling about that matchup potentially.
That matchup? Well, I mean, Mew has got the thing, the Max Miracle, just like goes through the
Through the mill tanks, sure.
Yeah. And then you got the Echoing Horn, and then you've got the Silene, and then you got the Palpad, and so
You feeling all right?
Yeah. I don't plan on knocking out the Mewtwo.
Yeah. Everything else though.
But everything else, so long as I just go quick, and then we play 3 judges. So you just judge. They Snorlax, judge, knockout.
Be aggressive, disrupt as much as possible, and hope that's enough to carry you to the win.
I think
sounds
so.
like the strategy. Yeah.
I think so. I mean, we can run out of energy, I guess. They've got
The
ways.
Evoltals, right?
The Evoltals, right? But even then, I got Silene, I got Palpad, like that Silene in game 2 for the quick ball.
Yeah.
That was sick.
You're proud of that one, yeah?
That was sick. I love that card. Yeah, it's fun.
Silene's a lot of fun for sure. Well, congratulations, Andrew. Definitely sitting in a good spot. One more win puts you to 34. Might be on the bubble there, but hopefully if you can get a win and a tie, we'll be seeing more from you in top 8. I know there's plenty of people watching along at home that are definitely rooting for you in the chat right now. We'll get some tricky let's goes down there, but good luck to you, Andrew. And we're going to take a quick little break, and we'll be back very soon.
All right, yes. Again, major props to the Play Pokemon team and for Chip for an incredible production this past weekend. It was awesome. Absolutely fantastic job all around. Love to see it. It was great. Yo, did we take a look at... I don't even think we've taken a look at the... Holy moly cow. You guys remember this? I don't even know that we've taken a look at desktop reveal, baby. I always wondered, like, what's up with all the, like, what you trying to get at? Like, you trying to recommend crazy stuff to me? Do these guys get, like, is this how they make money, trying to recommend articles to you? Like, why is this stuff here? Anybody know why is this stuff here? I don't know. Every day. Sometimes I get trapped into, I could say, though, can I turn these off? That'd be fantastic. Thank you, Reverend General. I can turn them off? Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be, whoo-wee. I have to say, I've gotten roped into clicking one of these maybe once or twice in my life, and I regretted it instantly. So I need to turn them off for sure. I know it's totally boomer. It's totally boomer energy to click on those. I know. I'm sorry. I'm almost guilty though. All right, let's pokebeach.com. I don't think we've taken a look at Snow Hazard and Clay Burst. Clay Burst. Holy smokes, the Poke Beach ads have gotten even worse. This cannot be. There's no way, bro. There's no way they've gotten crazier. All right. What's that? What's an ad blocker? Go ahead. What's a good one? Lance, I'm taking your recommendation. uBlock Origin. Okay. Get out of here. It's available on Chrome. I don't use Chrome. I use Firefox. Firefox is very boomer. Cool. That's fine. I don't care. I don't remember asking. Google Chrome is memory intensive. For like no reason. Yeah. Are you guys really going to pick apart the search engine or the browser that I use? And Chrome doesn't allow ad blocker anymore. There we go. All right, cool. Thank you, McCurry DeGooey, for that tier 1 sub. Appreciate it. Add to Firefox. Okay. So that's it. That's all I had to do. That's it. You're telling me that's it? Holy smokes. And I've been putting this off for how long? All right, now how do we turn these things off? Allow this extension to run and yeah, okay, that's fine. All right. Oh. Recommend about no. Whoa. That's fine. Ah. Wow. Man, this is nice. Wow. Look at that. Oh, yeah, baby. That is, man, my content just got super clean. Thank you, Mr. Misters, for that Prime sub in the 20 months. Okay. Oh, I don't want to quit. Let's see. Holy smokes. This is like a different experience entirely. Oh my God. I can't believe it. This is crazy. Hold on. Let me go to some other websites. God, that looks so good. Oh my gosh. Oh man. Look how pretty this looks. I can't believe it just took a click of a button. That's crazy. I thought I'd have to install something. Like go through, have an application running or something. Yeah, that's what I thought. I'd have to go to the App Store and do some crazy stuff. What? Let's look up Machop. Yeah. Just give it a trial run, Wow. Look at that. I can't believe you guys realize how many of my videos just have random ads on them for no reason. Oh my God. You realize that, like, keeping the ads on my videos just made me look like such a boomer. Keeping the ads on my videos when it was that easy to turn them off just makes me look like, I mean, incompetent. That's so sick. Oh my God, that's insane, bro. It added character. Yeah, that's cool. That last visit to Poke Beach was the final straw, man. That was the final. Man, I don't even know, man. It felt like I was looking at some Avengers content or something. I don't know. It was too much for sure. All right, anyways. We got new Snow Hazard and Clay Burst trademarks filed for the Pokemon TCG. What are these things? Are these spoilers? What is this? Are these Pokemon? They're legendaries. Oh. I haven't seen these guys yet. No, I just got to the Elite Four. Ah. I'm sorry. Listen, it's on Poke Beach, man. I don't know. Yeah, confirmed not a Smogon head. No, I am not a Smogon head. Who is this little leopard Digimon looking fella? I like Tinglu. All right, now we need to know. Are you? Who do you like more? Why did it not open up poll when I did poll? I should not be able to type dash poll into the chat. All right. Which team are you on? Chien Pao, Tinglu. Chien Pao is better Weavile? That's cool. I hate him. All right. Nobody's better than Weavile. Next question. Oh, and Tinglu has a guacamole bowl as a helmet. That's nice. The slug, I don't see a slug. So what are let's see. All right, let's read. I'm gonna read. Okay. There's two more? I don't see two more. Okay. New trademarks for Snow Hazard and Clay Burst has been filed by Pokemon. They're under the same terms as trademarks used for set names in the past. We usually discover trademarks around 4 to 6 months before they go into use. So these are likely sets releasing sometime between April and June in Japan. While it is pure speculation, the names could be referring to two of the Treasures of Ruin legendaries. Snow Hazard could be referring to the Dark Ice type Chien Pao. That's cool, I guess. All right, I guess I'm okay with Chien Pao. Oh, man. You ever just, like, have to rip the tag off your shirt because you felt it, and you're like, nah, we ain't going through the rest of the day like that, for sure. So, yeah, there goes the tag. Anyways. And Clay Hazard could be referring to the Dark Ground type Tinglu. The first few sets of a generation always focus on new Pokemon, so it's not unreasonable to assume that some of the legendary Pokemon get their own sets. Again, this is only speculation. As we previously announced on January 20th, yo, big props to Big props to this dude who's got their lot. Oh, yeah. Yeah, big props to this dude who's got his live avatar. Man, I wish I liked my live avatar enough to use it anywhere, man. I really wish I did. Man, I wish I did. That'd be sick. But it's okay. Apparently, we got the flashbang removed from live. Anybody see that? Apparently. It's still there? I thought they said that their update was removing it. Oh, with the next update. Okay. Okay. Anyways, let's go to the secret rares. Shall we? VSTAR Universe, all 90 stunning secret rares revealed. I've got 5 boxes of VSTAR Universe that I'm going to be opening here on stream, courtesy of buyye.jp. Thrilled about that. Cannot wait for those to come out. Chien Pao. All right, you guys all Chien Pao pilled? Okay, I see. Chien Pao wins 84%. You guys don't like my guacamole dinosaur? Fine. I like the guacamole dinosaur. He's nice. Maybe a guacamole mule. Japanese fans have now posted all the secret rares from VSTAR Universe to social media. As you can see below, the set will release in Japan on Friday. This is the last Sword and Shield set. Japan will be moving on to Scarlet EX and Violet EX in January. God, that gives me such good feelings. You know what that reminds me of, man? It reminds me of Ruby and Sapphire. Yeah. God, that's so sick. Man. Reminds me of the original EX sets. Because that's what they used to name the sets. Scarlet EX and Violet EX. They used to like name them that. Gosh, that's so cool. They didn't do that after that. It's something they used to do. And then, you know, they haven't done it since. They didn't name the sets like Sun and Moon GX or anything like that, you know. So, this is pretty hype. I'm stoked about it. All 90 of the set secret rares are alternate art reprints from last year. The set features 37 art rares, 25 special art rares, 24 secret rares, and 4 ultra rares. The art rare and special art rares were created just for this set to end the Sword and Shield era with a bang. The last 9 art rares of the set, Riolu through Mareep, are their own set of cards that form a single illustration. They are all drawn by... What? That's awesome. I got to meet Sai2 at one of the regional championships before the pandemic. The last 9 art rares of the sets, Riolu through Mareep, are their own set of cards that form a single illustration. They're all drawn by Sai2. The Pokemon are also purposefully out of order. For example, Turtwig, a grass type, would usually go first. This is to honor the design of the illustration. That's so sick. Brother, look at that. That's so cool. Man. How do you say Sai2's last name? Seitu? Saito? It's probably Saito, isn't it? I've never heard it pronounced. Saito. Got it. Cool. Noted. How do you say the first name? Saito. Got it. Koki Saito. Is that good, Ionios? Yeah, Koki Saito. Excellent. Koki Saito. Fantastic. You say the last name first in Japanese? Sometimes. Okay. Koki Saito. Got it. Excellent. Anyways, I'm a big fan of Koki's work. So, definitely. So thank you guys for helping me with the pronunciation. And I got to meet Koki Saito at one of the regional championships previously and got a nice signature from him. So that was cool. Beautiful 9-piece artwork. I don't know that they've done this in Pokemon before, but in Magic the Gathering, they do this quite a bit. So this is something that I feel like is kind of borrowed from Magic the Gathering. They do some things that are pretty cool. So awesome to see that idea carried over to the Pokemon TCG. Love it. Strangely, the Charizard VMAX received in our Sword and Shield Ultra Premium Collection is absent from the sets, but V and VSTAR are in. They'll probably get this as a promo later, yeah. Dialga, Palkia, Giratina, and Arceus are each featured as golden alternate arts. This is a first in the Pokemon TCG. Never before have we seen golden alternate arts. What do you guys think about gold alt arts? Yeah. These are insane. They're nuts. Lance says they're so small. That's the aesthetic. It's like they're going with like atmospheric, you know? It's like an atmospheric kind of thing. I think this is insane. I think it's sick. Looks absolutely gorgeous. Yeah. Yeah, these are nuts for sure. And I'm sure that they're going to have some like absolutely insane presence when you have the card in your hand. Thank you, Jesse Parker, for the Prime sub and the 47 months. What's up, Jesse? I have not seen the compiled image, but yes, you have like left over here, right over here. I'm seeing it now. Yeah, that's pretty sick. 4 horsemen of the Pokeapocalypse. I like it. Yeah, they're like biblical Renaissance paintings. Yes, they feel that way. These are really gorgeous. Nice. Yeah. Send away Ionios if you can drop it in the chat. The set thankfully doesn't have any rainbow rares. Let's go. No rainbow rares, baby. Let's do it. Oh, also, huge shout out to everybody who participated in the Gym Leader Challenge events at the Toronto Regional Championships. There were 3, count them, 3 Gym Leader Challenge events at Toronto. It was awesome to see so many players turning up to participate. So, excellent. Hopefully everybody had a good time. Seemed like they went well. So, thank you to the event staff, the judges, everybody who participated. Looked like it was a blast. I know Natalie got to do some judging for the Gym Leader Challenge event. So, good stuff. Nice. I love that the energy is getting a different holo pattern too. Here's an example of what can be pulled from a booster box. This fan pulled 3 art rares, 1 special art rare, and 2 secret rares. Cool. So I'm getting 5 booster boxes. Oh, yeah. That's sick. This Crickettoon's nuts! Holy smokes, bro! Oh my gosh, it's so cool. Bro. Oh man, that's going to look beautiful in my Grass Gym Leader Challenge deck. Love it. Love the Semi-Seer VSTAR. Charge-a-Bug. Dunsparce. This Cricketune is like easily my favorite out of these cards here. This card's beautiful too, though, with the trainers on it. What, friends of you know, whatever. Friends of, you know, not Galar, but the other one. Unfortunately, it seems Japan will not be getting the celebration promos, images. Yeah. All right, cool. They were created exclusively for the international TCG. Wow. English exclusives. We will be getting all of this set's secret rares, all of them, in our Crown Zenith set and its associated products. The set will start to release here on January 20th. Its products will slowly release from winter through spring. Wow. Holy mackerel. Man. I'm losing it. Oh, boy. All right. Sit back, relax. Thank you, Ionios, for finding that tweet. Sheesh. Whoa, dude. That's insane. Man, Giratina coming up from the depths. Thank you, Scuba Shuba, for that Prime sub in the 7 months. Dang, that's gorgeous. Wow, how sick is that? That's so nuts, man. I mean, just like, shoo. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Love this Voltorb. Love this Cricketune. My boy, Electivire. I know this is Magmar's card, but Electivire is stealing the show. Thank you, hey Karen, for the Prime sub in the 2 months. What's up, Karen? Thank you. Electivire stealing the show here. Sorry. Not sorry, though. Oricorio, you're telling me I can play this fella in my Mew VMAX deck? I can put a Kamiya artwork in my Mew VMAX deck? Oh, yeah. Let's go. I'm going to need that for my Mew deck. He's going to look so handsome. Love it. Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, this Lapras is beautiful. Wow. I mean, this is what's so cool about Pokemon cards, man. Look at all the expression. Look at all the different styles, you know? All these different artistic interpretations of the Pokemon universe. In my mind, this is what brings Pokemon to life for me, is artists. And that's why getting to meet the artists at these regional championships is so cool, because the artists bring the Pokemon universe to life. The cards are what made me fall in love with the Pokemon universe in the first place. It wasn't, the TV show. It wasn't the video games. So the video games were fun, but on the Game Boy, there were these little pixelated sprites. You really had to use your imagination. But then seeing the artwork on the cards, that brought your imagination to life. It really, Thank you, Phantom Panda 12, for that 12 months. Appreciate it, Panda. Thank you. The cards bring the universe to life. The video games are fine. They got sprites. It is what it is. They developed a story. In my mind, the video games developed a story. The anime develops a story, gives like tells like the lore, the background, but then like the images from the cards, they really build up and flesh out the universe. Lapras, love this card. I mean, what a gorgeous full art card. Absolute insanity. Manaphy, the bench barrier Manaphy too. Caldeo. Oh my gosh. That's right. My man. Electivire. Yeah, look how sick this dude looks, man. I love this card. That is a gorgeous card for sure. Toxtricity. Okay. This feels like me and my friends playing Rock Band in college. You know what was cool about being in college in 2010, 2009, 2008? Was that Rock Band was at its peak. You know, Guitar Hero, Rock Band. That was at its peak when I was in college. I went to college in 2007. And I had one friend who had a Rock Band set with the mic, the guitar, the bass, all of it, right? That was a lot of fun. We each had our own roles in the band. Yeah, it was fun. This reminds me of that. I mean, what a stunning piece. Mew. Oh my gosh. Cramorant. Thank you, Hernan, with the Prime sub. I'm sure being in a real band is a lot of fun too. You ever seen the yeah, but I'm not in a real band or ever have any experience with that. So my closest experience is with Rock Band. You seen the episode of South Park where the kids are all getting into Rock Band and Guitar Hero? Or the kids are all getting into Guitar Hero, and Randy's like, "Oh, you think that is cool? Let me show you something even cooler." You think that's cool? Let me show you something even cooler. And he like whips out his guitar and starts playing, and the kids are all like, "Bro, that's so lame." Yeah, that episode's incredible. What's like the guy's name Thad or something? I'm pretty sure it's Thad. When Thad quits, he's like, I quit. That's like one of my I quote that all the time because it's hilarious, right? It's just like you just know, oh my god, I quit. I just oh man, yeah. Use it when you concede a match. I know, right? Yeah. Oh my gosh, bro. That was so nuts. Man, that was sick. God, that was beautiful. Absolutely. All right. Someone hold me back. Someone tell me not to do it. Tell me not to do it, man. Tell me not to do it. Someone tell me. Someone please tell me not to do it. Tell me I shouldn't do it, bro. Nah, we're keeping it positive today. All right? We're keeping it positive. Nah, we're not getting stun locked, baby. All right. Come on. Come on. Come on. All right, I'm going to say one thing, and then we're going to move on. Okay? Let me watch it one more time. I'm choosing peace today, okay? All right. We're choosing peace. Peace, chat. Peace. I know I'm right. I know I'm right. I know I'm right. But sometimes you got to choose peace, okay? I think I was talking to Caleb Gademer this past weekend, and he was like, what do you think the odds are that you're going to be successful with your campaign to redirect the Pokemon trading card game live? And I was like, 0. And he's like, why are you doing it then? Because we were talking about how Pokemon needs to double their prize pool at regional championships. First of all, at 1,000-player regionals, the prize pool is like, it hasn't. All right. First of all, the Pokemon TCG prize pool at regional championships has not kept up with inflation over the course of the last 8 years. It is actually the prize pool at regional championship. All right, let's talk about a little something, okay? Let's talk about a little something. Regionals have gotten more expensive over the course of the last, 2016 they introduced prizing, so over the course of the last 7-8 years, regionals have gotten more expensive, and the prize pool has gone down because they used to give out money to top 64 and they no longer do that. Inflation has also happened. Life is different now. The game's bigger than it used to be. Regionals regularly get over 1,000 players, something that was completely unheard of 6 years ago, and yet the prize pool is worse than it was 6 years ago. Joking with JW, he said, yeah, the only reason to play in these things isn't the money, it's for the clout. And then I joked back that that's all it's ever been. Is you do it for friends and for funny haha, for clout. That's it. The money ain't real, bro. Even if you take somebody like Tord Reklev, who has won 4 international championships over the course of 4 years, that's $40,000 over the course of 4 years. That's like $10,000 a year. It's just like, that's a significant boost to his income, but not enough to live off of or anything, you know? It's just, it's like, so the tournament prizing needs to be doubled for sure, right? That's something that we were just talking about. Like, first place at a 1,000-player regional should get $10,000. Second place should get $5,000, and then just double it all the way down. Top 32 should get $500. Top 16 should get $1,000, and top 64 can get $250. I think just like that seems fine, because then at least if you finish in the top 64 of 1,000 players, you feel like you got like a decent amount of your prize money back, or not of your prize, a decent amount of your travel back. Not all of it, not even close to all of it, right? Because it's a $70 entry fee. You're talking a few $100s for a hotel, travel, all that. That's what I'm saying, Dave. That's what I'm saying. Top 32 and also top 64 only getting half a box is also kind of insulting, because it takes more work to separate the boxes out than to just give them all a box. Like, why not just give top 64 of a 1,000-player regional a box? Like, you realize it's more work for them to take the cards out of the box and package them separately, right? Just give top 64 a box, please. Half a box is crazy. Just give them a box. There are 1,000 people there. You realize if you get 33rd place out of 1,050 people, you're getting 16 packs from the highest grossing franchise in the world. Like, that's kind of nuts. So, anyways, what we're saying is that the attendance of these events is bigger than it's ever been. The entry fees are bigger than they've ever been. The production value of these events is bigger than they've ever been. The prize payout needs to be adjusted for 2023, and in my mind, it needs to be doubled. So that's my ask for the that's my ask. Well, Squeezle, you got 1,500 for fourth, right? I got 2,500 for second place in 2016. That was so long ago, I barely remember it. Yeah. That was so long ago, I don't even, But to be fair, but that seemed like a lot at the time, because in 2015, when I won a regional championship, I got a case of Primal Clash and a pat on the back. So in 2016, when I got 2,500 per second, I was like, oh man, this is nuts. But also, no player who finishes in the top 8 of one of these regional championships should walk away with less than $1,000. Am I wrong? If you finish 5th place, you should get $1,000, right? I mean, that's not crazy. $750, like, dude, at least get $1,000, bro. Like, at least. It's crazy that if you finish top 8, you're not breaking 1,000. You're not breaking 1,000 at one of these events until you get top 4 at a 1,000-player event. Yeah. It should absolutely scale with participants, but right now the scale only stops at like 200 participants. There should be another scale there should be another. I'm okay with it. Like, that's what I'm saying. I'm okay with it scaling. I'm not saying that the winner of a 200 player regional championship should get $10,000, but I'm saying the winner of a 1,000 player regional should get $10,000. And I'm not saying that the 8th place finisher at a 150 player regional should get $1,000. But I am saying that the 8th place finisher at a 1,000 player regional should get $1,000, right? So, especially since the Pokemon Company uses the participants at its events to help promote the game. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a one-way thing. It's not like you're paying to participate, you're paying to be there, and they are also using your likeness to help promote the game. Don't get that twisted. Like, that's what's happening. So, like, you are providing something by being there and playing and participating. You are providing something for the Pokemon Company because they're putting on a production and they're using your likeness to help promote the game. That's what's happening. So, in order to back up their end of the bargain, they need to make sure that it's worth it for you to be there, right? Which means that there needs to be increased pricing that keeps up with modern times and all of that. So, yeah, the production value is gorgeous. That's because it's all is all to promote the game. That's what it's for, right? It helps promote the game. So yeah, pricing needs to be juiced a little bit, but these are all friendly critiques. It's not like I'm not bashing anybody. It just is what it is. Like, the pricing was awesome when it came out in 2016. Now that it's 2023 almost, it's about time we take another peek at it, I think. So that's just because things have changed since then, right? When I got $2,500 for second place in 2016, the regional championship had like 500 people at it. Now regional championships all have 1,000 people. That's just, you need to create another bracket where like a second level of prize. In my mind, you need to create another bracket where another level of prizing gets unlocked at a certain attendance number. In my opinion, because 1,000 players and then walking away with, like, bro. Oh, and the championship points. Don't even get me started on championship points. Yeah, I've gotten like 38th, 20 something, and back-to-back 20 something. You know, I've been doing really well at these 1,000 player regionals, and I have like not even half, not even close to a Worlds invite right now. Yeah, Piper winning 2 regionals and isn't qualified for Worlds. You realize you could win 2 regionals and not qualify for Worlds? That's crazy. Last season, counting pre-pandemic and post-pandemic, I top 8'd 2 regional championships and top 16'd another and wasn't even close to an invite. Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't even close. So that was that's North America, baby. That's what we got. So they definitely need to take a look at the championship point structure. I don't really know what things are going to look like with locals coming back, but without locals, it's certainly kind of rough out here. And yeah, and then the prize money needs to be adjusted for 1,000 player tournaments, which is what we're getting like on the regular now. So that's just something that I think like should probably be looked at. But that's just like my opinion, man. So anyways, I was having this conversation with Caleb Gademer and Azul, and Caleb, and I love Caleb. Caleb's a funny dude. He's extremely practical. So then Caleb looks at me and he's like, well, how successful do you think your Pokemon trading card game live campaign is going to be? And I was like, 0. for sure. Yeah, no chance. And so he's like, well, you know, do you think you'd have a better shot with increasing the prize if you campaign to help increase the prize payout? And I was like, dang, well, I got to think about that. So, you know, it probably makes sense to pick your battles, right? And it's like I have to ask myself, is it worth it? And this is something that I'm kind of wrestling with on an existential level. Is it worth it to pick my battle? You know, when you're picking your battles, is it worth it to do battle with the Pokemon trading card game live? And it's like, y'all know how I feel about it. Y'all know what it is, right? Even if I'm right, it doesn't mean that it's worth it, right? Because I don't think I can do anything. Like I really believe that. I really believe that it's useless and that it's not going to do anything. That's how I am made to feel. That's how I am starting to feel about it. It just feels so then since I cannot do anything about it, since it just is what it is. We are on this course, there is no changing it. Then all I can do is change how I react to it. It's not, yeah, it's tough. It's tough, right? Because I love this community. I love this game, but I don't want to be like, you know, there's things that need addressed and things that need fixed and things that need to be tweaked. And all I'm doing is looking out for the game. You know, if I had everybody's contact information, then I could just contact people, you know, and talk to them directly at the Pokemon Company, but I don't. So then I have to use Twitter. And also I feel like nobody would listen to me. So I have to rally on Twitter to try and be loud enough so that we get listened to, right? That's the tango we're doing right now. Is like, you need to be loud on Twitter so that maybe they'll listen to you, right? Because if I'm just one person just being like, hey, you should do this, they'd be like, all right, bug off, you know? So you have to be kind of a certain amount of loud about it. Because when you're loud about something, then you're more likely to be heard. No, we can't. I don't know, man. It's just a tough situation that we're in, right? It's tough. So, you know, so what do we do? That was an interesting conversation I had this past weekend. You know, obviously we have the ability to affect positive change in the world around us, but you know, and yes, you should channel your energy in doing the most positive things you can do for humanity. But this is not like an issue like that, right? This is just a game. It's just a game. So you have to be able to draw the line somewhere. It's not like we're fighting for human rights here. This is just a game that sucks. You know what I mean? Like at a certain point, you have to let it go. At a certain point, it hurts me, but we have to let it go. Thank you, Nintendo. Now, I don't believe you should give up when it comes to important stuff, right? The important stuff in life worth fighting for. You should never give up. Thank you, Nintendo, for the 26 months. And we're only here in this position as, you know, as a human race because of people who have fought for things that matter and not given up in the face of adversity. But this is not that. This is a video game, okay? And it is not that. So the game is inhumane on epileptics. All right, you're right. The game is inhumane to my senses, actually. Yeah, the game is actually abusive to my eyeballs, if we're being honest. Okay, you're right. It is. It is, but that's it. Anyways, no more stun lock. Come on. Back on track. Back on track. We're getting back on track. We're doing it. We're doing it. Let's go. We're looking at the artwork from VMAX Climax Universe Ultimate. Okay, here we go. Look at that nice Lunatone. Isn't that nice? Beautiful. Love it, man. That's wonderful. Oh, look at that Deoxys. That's nice. You know what I love about the Pokemon franchise? All the beautiful artwork. I love the beautiful artwork of the Pokemon franchise. I really hope that, you know, if the Pokemon trading card game were ever to be put into digital form, I hope that the digital form would be as, you know, would complement or enhance the beautiful art in the Pokemon TCG. I really hope that if the Pokemon TCG ever gets put onto a digital platform, I hope that whatever that digital platform is doesn't detract from the beautiful artwork of the Pokemon TCG. That would be a shame. It'd be terrible if we did something that somehow took away from this gorgeous artwork on these Pokemon cards. Man, these one-of-a-kind collectibles. Man, it'd be a huge bummer if maybe man, bro. What's up, Logan Berry? Thank you for that Prime sub. Well, this guy is cool. He's nice. I like this. Yeah, it looks very anime. Magnezone. He's cool. That's nice. It was very, very nice Magnezone. I like him. He's making prisms. Isn't that cool? And there's a nice Magnemite down there. This is wonderful. My goodness. Look at that Altaria. Dollhouse Altaria. Love it. So expressive. Wow. Latias. That's cool. Wow, flying through some laundry, I see. People gonna wonder where their tablecloth went. Goodra. Ditto. You can't fool me, Ditto. I know it's you. Dunsparce. Miltank. Bibarel. And then we have the combo piece of Sato. Love it. Wow. Leafeon VSTAR. This is gorgeous. Dude, look at its tail is in like a little jar. Isn't that cute? That's crazy, dude. Man. This probably one of my favorite arts that I've seen so far for this collection. This one is fantastic. Yeah, Leafeon fans got to be really gushing about this one. This one really nice. Charizard looking nice. Oh yeah, Entei. That's my dude right there. Simisear. Sheesh. Man, Suicune is cool. Lumineon, love it. Glaceon. That Raikou is insane. This thing looks awesome. Zeraora VMAX. Togedemaru. Oh, look at like the Togedemaru and the Emolga. Just, oh, and then Pachirisu. Oh, it's so cute. How is it so cute? Man, it's adorable. Zeraora VSTAR. Love it. Mewtwo and Charizard, Deoxys and Orbeetle. I had to look at the top left to see if this was a Orbeetle card or a Deoxys card. That's sick. Yeah, that's super cool. Deoxys, a whole alien, man. Yeah, look at these dudes. That's crazy. Hatterene, I'm not gonna lie, this one kind of goofy, dude. Where are you going, Hatterene? Where are you going? What you doing? Zacian. That's super, super sick looking. Lucario fans gonna love this one. Yeah, this is dope. It's just such a, and bro, the Drapion, Big D. Listen, me and Drapion aren't friends right now, considering Drapion ruined my chance at a top 8 regional championship this past weekend. But that's fine. I still love this Drapion. Dang, Jake, that's yeah. You always got to call back. That's nice, Drapion there. Darkrai. Dang, this goes crazy. What do you think that shiny little block is there in the background? What is that in the middle of the ocean? I don't know. Looks like some sort of portal or time machine or something, yeah. Probably the dark portal that Darkrai. Missingno. Yeah, good question. Or good thought. Could be Missingno. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really like the pose on this guy. Yeah. Samurott. What you doing there, Samurott? Why we got a butt shot, bro? I'm not into Pokemon cards that are butt shots. Like, dude, we don't need no butt shots. Yeah, like, come on. It's like the whole idea. No, I'm not a Samurai hater, bro. It's just like, it's a whack pose, bro. It looked like he a dog lifted his leg up. Yeah, for real. Yeah. Yeah, it looked like maybe taking a leak. Something like that. Can't have it. Now, this Samurai goes hard. See, because I'm not a Samurai hater. This Samurai, what you doing? This Samurai goes hard. This thing goes hard. That thing goes crazy. Look at that Samurai. Now, that Samurai, I'm just telling, like, listen, I'm an artist, so I got to look at it this way. This Samurai, like, what? We got that angle. I mean, the background's pretty. But this Samurai, yeah, dude. That thing's nuts. Hoopa. This is an insane Hoopa card. I absolutely loved it. Hoopa hanging out with all its gold and jewels. Like, dude, this is so, so cool. My goodness. Ugh. Look at it stacking its coins with its like floating hands. This card makes me like really appreciate Hoopa. Zamazenta. This card actually makes Zamazenta seem cool, which is really hard to do. Regigigas pulling the whole world. Like, is Regigigas like pulling an island? I'm pretty sure that's what's going on. This is like a very weird, surreal kind of dreamlike feeling. It's like, yeah, because Regigigas is like in the water, but then what is this floating island thing? His lore is he shapes continents. There we go. He's literally shaping a continent. Yeah, insane. This Zork, my God. If you're a fan of Hisuian Zork, this card does this Pokemon so much justice. I mean, what in the world? Like, Pokemon cards have no business being this cool looking, right? They really don't. They're super, super sick. My God. That's so insane. Bro, new Colress? Is he eating a cheeseburger? All right, getting his, getting his munch on, I guess. Man's got to eat. You're right. I would hate it if someone was like taking my picture for a, yeah, look, he's got the whole bag right here. He's got the little Pokeball drink, the sandwich bag. I would hate it if somebody took my, took my picture for a trading card when I was in the middle of eating lunch. Also, you want to know something I never knew about Colress? This blue thing, that's his hair. I had no idea. Like, that's not possible to style your hair to look like that. That's not possible, dude. Nobody, unless you have a metal implant coming out of your head that's like curved like that, no. You cannot curl your hair to look like that. No, absolutely not. It's not possible, dude. Lots of hairspray. Hairspray ain't cutting it. 90% hairspray, a lot of gel. Yeah, you're going to need Gorilla Glue. That's the only thing. Maybe Gorilla Glue? Growing my hair for 8 years to prove you wrong. Who is this? Who is this Chad in the foreground here? Is this like the ice gym leader? Who is this guy? Shirtless ice guy? This is the shirtless ice guy, isn't it? Garrick. Yeah. Yeah, this is the guy. Shirtless ice guy. And we got old Nan over here. Who is that? This is definitely the Giga Chad artwork for sure. Is it Irida? Yeah, it is. It's Irida. It's an Irida card, but it's Irida with friends. That's pretty cool. And what, Emmett or Ingo? I know. Only Heather knows which one this one is. Is it Ingo or is it Emmett? They're like the same person. Can you even tell who it is without seeing their face? Raihan sign-in Pokeballs. That's cool. Love that. Oh, look at all Raihan's fans. Yo, Grant's doing some climbing for pears or poffins or whatever. That's pretty neat. Cynthia's ambition. Cynthia with her Gastrodon. An Aspire. A citrus berry. All right, guys. I'm sorry for not knowing the exact lore correct name of the fruit, okay? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What do you want me to do? You expect too much. You want me to know exactly what kind of Pokemon fruit that is? Listen, well, technically that, sir, is a citrus berry. You would know that if you played Emerald version. Time to look up the berry decks. Bro, it is a pear. There are a gazillion berries. Yeah. The heck? I don't know which berries are which. That looks like a pear to me. All right, Cynthia and Gastrodon walking through some ruins. That's sick. Adaman and Baby Mars back there. Who is this? This is Mars, like ancient Mars. A Razu. It's a Razu? Pretty sure it's a Razu. Yes, that's it. I don't know who these guys are, but I don't know who that guy is. But yes, Adaman. Very nice. Sharon with Lipard. And I heard if you look behind that truck, you might find a Mew. Roxanne in a fossil museum. Gardenia. Love this artwork. That is so cool. Honestly, I only commit the trainers to memory who have Pokemon cards. Straight up. It's the only trainers worth remembering. I'll say it again for the people in the back. The only trainers worth remembering are the ones that got Pokemon cards. If you don't have a Pokemon card, sorry. Not worth it. Yeah, if you a trainer without a Pokemon card, you basically don't exist. Oleana? Yeah, I do. Crash or Wake? Mm-hmm. Barry? Barry's not a gym leader. Akari? Not a gym leader. Barry is a trainer. All right, what type does Barry do? Is Barry do colorless? Yeah, Opal's got a card. I know Opal. Oh, he's your rival. Yeah, Barry's got a card. Oh, that's right, Barry. You said Barry was a gym leader. I know Barry the rival. Yeah. You said Barry the gym leader. I'm talking. Oh, I said trainer. All right, fine. Gym leader. If you're a gym leader without a card, you don't matter. Yeah, I remember. I can picture Barry in my head now. He's got blonde, spiky hair. Looks kind of like Goku. Yeah, I know Barry. Uh-huh. Barry, not very high on the draw supporter scale. But yeah, I know. Barry like Hop. Barry, Hop. Yeah. Charon. Draw 3. Tierno. How? Gardenia. I'm not going to lie. I didn't know who Gardenia was until she got a Pokemon card. But now that she got Pokemon cards, yeah, Gardenia, pretty sick. Melanie. Fantastic trainer. I know her because she on the Pokemon cards. Great. This dude. Ancient Cynthia's cousin looking dude. Yeah, I don't remember this guy. Volo, that's right. I know he's got Pokemon cards, but he was in Legends Arceus. It's not a main series game. It was kind of a spin-off, so does it count? I don't know. Sorry, Volo. It's like Ancient Cynthia's cousin. Elisa. I know we got some big Elisa fans. Yo, Rohan? Look at how. Why so serious, Professor Rowan? All right, I'm not lying. I'm not playing with this full art Rowan ever. And I'm not playing with this full art. I'm not sorry. Arita, I know you're insanely talented, but I ain't playing with this goofy looking Cyrus, and I'm not playing with Rowan. Trey's got all my Rowans. All right, Trey. Yeah, what's he yelling about? There's no context. That's what I think. What's bothering me is that there's no context, and like at in what context do you have your arms down by your waist and like mouth wide open yelling? Like, what's the context? I need to have some. There's no context. Well, the thing is, since there is no context, you get to invent your own context. Is this Friends of Hisui? This is a cool card. That's neat. I like that. And is this Friends of Galar or something? Friends of Sinnoh? Oh, I guess they are. I guess none of these are. That's Barry right there. See? That's Barry right there, guys. We found Barry. I told you I know who Barry is. Volkner. I know who Volkner is. Which one of Barry? That's Barry right there. I told you. You got the Goku hair. You got, spiky blonde hair. And then, and then the trainers from the game. And then Cynthia and Volkner. Great. Adaman, Irida, and then the trainers from the game. I know they got names, but I don't know what they are. And then we get Energy. Wow. Yep. Got these guys. And that's it. Man, oh man. You're telling me we streamed for 3 hours. I haven't played a game yet. That's pretty good. I think that's kind of ideal, honestly. Oh! Yeah. Let's see. The Mew list that I played, I think this is still my old Mew list. Yeah, it's my old Mew list. So we switched it up a little bit. More paths, less Lost City, more vacuums, no Marnies, no Avery. Take that out. Judge. What's the best Judge artwork? I played with the Breakthrough one. You've got Serena. You've got the Stones. Oh, but you can't even play the Stone Under Path, so I'm not even going to play this deck today. Because that's like that. It significantly impacts your ability to actually make this deck work, right? Like, it's actually unplayable on, but it's unplayable on PTCGO and it's unplayable on live. So, yeah, it's bugged on both. It's bugged on both, isn't it? Or did they fix it? Oh, we got the Umbrella. What else? I'm missing one more card. I got the list right here. Serena, Silene, Roxanne, Judges, Vacuum, Force Seal Stone, Parasol, Pokestop, Paths, Switch. Cool. All right. Well, hang tight. I'll be right back. Taking a quick break. When I get back, we're going to play some Pokemon cards. Have a good time. Thank you so much for being here. We will be right back. All right, we're back. Thanks for the patience. So Mewtwo v Union Control wins the regional championships. Duraludon VMAX second place. Duraludon! You guys are all making fun of me. They're making fun of me, saying that, you know, I kept trying to make Duraludon content the week leading up. I kept trying, but you know, I just don't think I'm a Duraludon whisperer is all. But some people are Duraludon whisperers. So let's take a look at that. We also had a lot of other results. Oh, wow. Let's talk about that. I forgot it wasn't just Toronto. I was at Toronto, so obviously my mind is at the Toronto Regional Championships. There's a lot of regional championships this past weekend. Okay. Yeah, like in Brisbane. You had Frostmoth Box. You had Zekrom Box. Man, Brisbane has some crazy stuff going on. There was a lot of... Had Durant. Bro. So this was like an Articuno paralysis, you know, Ice Cube, Intellion toolbox thing. This is basically similar to what Charlie Lockyear's list was, but instead of playing 2 Drapion, they played 1. Yeah. God, I wish I could have played against this instead. Yes. But yeah, this is similar to what Charlie Lockyear was doing, but with Frostmoth to actually, you know, load more water energies onto attackers, and with an Alolan Vulpix V-Star. That is pretty cool. So, Alolan Vulpix V-Star wins a regional championship. So you guys didn't think you were going to be seeing that, did you? Didn't think so. Did ya? Everybody laughed at Alolan Vulpix V-Star, including me. And yet, here we are. So that's pretty cool. Yes. The paralysis of Articuno. So this was like the big story out of the weekend, was Articuno's freeze or wild freeze, right? For 2 water energy, does 70 damage and 50 damage to itself, and your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. So you do 70 damage, you paralyze, and you do 70 damage again, you paralyze, and then you have 100 damage on yourself, and then you use Emergency Jelly, and it heals 120 damage, and you could do it some more. And that's it. That's the idea. So that was pretty cool. Love that. It's the idea of the deck. Use the Intellion engine to put it all together. Obviously very broken. Single prize deck for the most parts. Was able to take down the Flaaffy. You know how many times I've tried to build this deck, bro? How many times? How many times, bro? How many times we built this deck on stream? How many times? Too many. You're losing to Lost Box, like, for sure. This deck ain't beating Lost Box guaranteed. But you got some other options. You got some stuff that you could do against other decks, which is pretty neat. Obviously, you're hitting Lugia for weakness. You're just going to probably beat Lugia decks. Snorlax, obviously 180 is pretty good. Yeah, I mean, I like it. It's cool. I like this deck. You know, with Serena, you do get a nice little boost in consistency for your Lightning Box deck, so. Durant with Radiant Venusaur cast form. What are we doing with this cast form, huh? This cast form just here is a free retreater, isn't it? That's just what we're doing. That's just literally a free retreater. Yep, that's cool. So let's see. What is the point of the deck? 4 Twin, 4 Double Turbo, Pookie Muku, Castform, Radiant Venusaur, 2 Yveltal, 4 Durant, 4 Peony. 4 Peony. So you Peony and then you Radiant Venusaur out of it. Cool. 4 Bruno, 1 Clara, 1 Serena, 1 Sydney, 4 Battle VIP Pass, 4 Pokegear, 4 Rescue Carrier, 4 Yellhorn, 3 Quick Ball, 3 Level Ball, 2 Hisuian Heavy Ball, 2 Scoop Up Nets, 3 Cape of Toughness, and 3 Rose Tower. That's it. That's the deck. I was surprised that this deck didn't lose to Stoutland, but I guess with 4 Peony and 3 Cape of Toughness, the idea is to not let Stoutland do that, but then they can just like quick ball for Luminion and use Boss's orders to get around your Durant with the cape on it. So I'm not exactly sure how that's supposed to work, but there you go. 3rd place regionals right there. Durant. That's pretty neat. Yveltal Control, Lugia Archeops, man, Mew. We also got the Stuttgart Regional Championships. Palkia Vikavolt taking the win. Couple of Mew VMAX decks. The double turbo build, love it. 3-path to Lost City. Lost City is very good. Echoing Horn still. And they play Marnie. Definitely big on Judge over Marnie. We've got Palkia Vikavolt. Yeah, so this is just Palkia V-Star with Vikavolt V. That's pretty crazy. It's Turbo Palkia with Vikavolt. You play Raikou V as well. Radiant Greninja, Luminion. It's pretty neat. Wow. I imagine if they get a quick Vikavolt, it could be bad for Mew, I guess. They were able to beat Mew's going into the finals. So, oh yeah, Sanders' deck's crazy. Yeah, it is crazy. I mean, it's got like literally Gengar in it. Uh-huh. That's right, Gengar. It's got Gengar in it. Huh. Yeah, that's something. Crazy. Crazy, crazy. All right, let's play some games. Why are there not more players like Sander? Sander's one of a kind. Not everybody has... I think Sander, for better or for worse, like loves to play the game that way and doesn't want to play any other way. That's something I was thinking about. Like, like Sander won't just go to a tournament and play like anything that's not control, you know? Sander just built different. Sander like enjoys the game being played this way, you know? And it's like Sander's just gonna play the game that way. Just because that's how he feels like playing it. But not everybody really wants to play the game that way. Yeah, Sander like a one of one, you know? I mean, even you get a player like Ross Cawthon, who's like a deck building genius. And Ross Cawthon has one of the most famous control decks of all time, finishing second place at the 2011 World Championships? Yeah. Ross Cawthon finished, second place at the 2011 World Championships with one of the most famous control decks of all time. And, and Ross plays like, but that's not like the only kind of decks he plays. That Ross plays all sorts of crazy stuff. Yeah, Ross is qualified for every Worlds. Yep. Since, I think every Worlds ever. But I have a lot of respect for Sander and how he chooses to play the game. But it's no mystery to me that not many people choose to play the game like that because it's tough. I get it. I don't want to play the game like that. Maybe sometimes. I mean, I've played control style decks before. I played the closest thing would be the Rowlet and Lone Executor deck that JW won Richmond with. I mean, that was like kind of a control-y kind of angle deck. You still took all 6 prizes, but you were trying to shut stuff down for sure. But that's not usually how I lean. But I could be tempted to go that way. Riley Hulbert got top 4 at was it Collinsville? I don't remember what regional Riley got top 4 at, but he got top 4 with a control deck during the Sun and Moon era. I mean, so like our team will dabble. I mean, that was a true control deck. That was a stall deck, straight up. That deck was just not taking any prizes. You were decking out with Pokemon that your opponent could not knock out, running them out of resources and decking them out. Yeah, so our team has dabbled that direction, but but to try and like force yourself to play that way in every single format is, I feel like you're cutting off a lot of your potential options if you have to play that way every format. But I mean, even if you listen to Sander talk about it, Sander will tell you when earlier in the format. Now we're getting to peak control time because the card pool is really big and the format is relatively narrow. So you've got a ton of cards in the card pool, and you've got only a few decks that are kind of at the top. So that's like a control player's dream because they have a lot of tools in the toolbox, and they don't actually have to address too many concerns with the control deck. Early in a format, like right after rotation, that is a control player's nightmare because you have way less tools to work with. So you can see how control decks are getting bigger as the format gets bigger. And that's why control was ultimately the death of expanded, right? Because the format was too freaking big. And there's too many toxic combinations. So then after rotation, the format will probably get a little bit more linear and attack-based. And control will go by the wayside again and until new things start to pop up. But you can always count on Sander to find those broken combinations because he's out there looking for them for sure. We have the full Sword & Shield block in format. That's true. Actually, have we ever had that? Has there ever been a standard that was just an entire block? It's literally block format coming to fruition. I mean, it's kind of how the game's intended to be designed, I think. But I would have really liked to have played Sun and Moon as a block, I think. Except for the tag teams. Yeah, we could do without the tag teams, probably. Yeah, probably could do without those. Sun and Moon, the Lost Thunder. X and Y as a block. I wonder what that would have been like. Black and white as a block. I wonder what that would have been like. Huh. Anyways, let's look at that. I don't know. What kind of decks you guys want to play? Do you have Flaaffy Box? I'm just going to play against Lost Box decks all day. You know how many times we've tried this deck, dude? I've tried so many different things. Man, I've tried so many things, man. We'll just scoop to the Lost Box decks. That's fine. Playing 3 Serena and 2 Bosses orders. 4 Quick Ball, 4 Ultra Ball. No level, 2 Level Ball. A Rod. Oh, the rope is in there, and 2 air balloons. Make a creative playable V Union deck, not Mewtwo. I've done that before. I made a Pikachu V Union, was pretty decent. I've tried. You got a tall order there. It's not exactly the easiest task. Make me a fun, creative, playable V Union deck. Don't use the best one. Zekrom, Regieleki, Snorlax. It's not. Oh, it's the Thumping Snore Snorlax. Not even the good one. No way. And Regieleki? I have a feeling I'm going to want to tweak this quite a bit. But we'll see. Pogo, Zapdos, Raikou. There are a lot of Pokemon in this deck. Raikou. Zapdos. Like, too many Pokemon in this deck. Medicham V. Holy moly. Maybe we get to do the Medicham V combo, though. A couple Stormy Montagna. And 3 Scoop Up Nets. Okay, so I got an extra card. It's because there's 10 lightning. Okay. Let's do it to it. This is the second place list from the Brisbane Regional Championships. Piloted by Joel. So congrats to Joel for a job well done. Oh, that's the right Zapdos. If you take a look at the list, it is the Zapdos from Pokemon Go, which is the Zapdos we have. Cool. This is why I say you got to play the Snorlax. Here you kind of just lose. Right? You got to play the Snorlax. Help draw more cards. Looks like I'm up against an Arceus deck. Might be Arceus Duraludon. Looks like it's Arceus Gudra VSTAR. Nope. Looks like it's Arceus Regidrago VSTAR. Fooled again. We top deck an Air Balloon. I've got Ultra Ball. This is not a great hand to Ultra Ball out of. We can Ultra Ball these and get Crobat to help us draw some cards. Seems fine. Let's do that. Draw 4. Okay. And yeah, this seems bad. All right. Nope. Not doing it. I think I don't have Radiant Greninja in here either. So that card, I don't know where it goes. There was a card that I have in here as a switch. It's not supposed to be in there. Okay, cool. Supposed to have Radiant Greninja. Yeah, I don't know. It feels the list feels kind of busy. I do kind of want to try it, but I want to clean some things up. Let's see. We've got you do 260 there. The idea is you could do 260 and then you could do Metacham and then you could do something else. So like that's kind of cute. Snorlax can knock out Radiant Charizards and stuff like that. Yeah, I think we should be playing the 70 hit point Mareep for sure. Definitely want that one. Kind of need Snorlax to knock out the Regielekis. I guess. Ugh. That's fine. Pokemon Go Zapdos. I mean, I guess it gets Regieleki up to the number it needs to be at. I'll put the Crobat back in. We'll try it again. All right, let's try it one more time. Sure. Send it as is. We'll try it. I know. I think I like Gormandize Snorlax in a deck like this. I also think that I like Basculin. Just being able to draw cards. Or Basculin and then Gormandize Snorlax being able to draw cards. Yeah, Basculin being able to set up. Basculin's really good. One of the Zorobox players that I played at the regional championships had Basculin in their Zorobox deck just to help set up. And with Cinccino, it was like they could turn one Call for Family, or they could turn one, I don't know, Assemble Lagoons or whatever. Gather the Crew. That's right. That's nice. Let's try it again. It's freezing in my studio. I gotta position this space heater like directly next to my face, because it's way too cold in here. Now, talking to Jameson about getting HVAC in my studio. That'd be sweet. You know, it's a free studio space, so you can't like complain too much because that would be ungrateful. But at a certain point, you're like, I'm gonna not make it to next year if I have to keep working in this condition. So it's on the agenda. We'll get there. I'll start with Zapdos. Construction's going great. New cafe should be built and ready to go within a couple weeks. Looks like I'm up against Mew VMAX with a Flart Genesect active. The Crematic Tails. Oh, I know that pain all too well. We've got some cool stuff going on. And I guess the idea is that we're just going to try and slug this Mew deck with our Zekroms. That's just what we're doing. So we'll research. And here we are. Concealed cards. Cool beans. And then we'll pass. Yes, time to set up the heater. Right now it's at my feet, but I'm gonna put it up on the table, which I'm sure is not what you're supposed to do. Yeah, I'm sure it says directly on the instructions, do not do this, but needs done. That space heater needs to be right next to my face. Brilliant. Okay, it's go time. Guess I'm trying to attack, so let's escape rope. We'll send up this guy and research. And I guess I'm attacking. Concealed cards. Okay. Ultra Ball away, Quick Ball, and Lightning Energy. Go get the sheep. Actually, I needed to not do that because I got rid of too many. I'm playing like a buffoon. That's fine. My opponent ain't doing nothing. Yeah, I needed to keep the energy. I haven't slept in 2 days. Can you tell? That's fine. Might not be the best day for making video, as I have not been sleeping, but that's fine. We're chilling. If we hit this guy for 40 and then we hit this guy for 140, then I can. All right. So what we're doing is we're gonna yoga loop it. That's what we got. All right. So you guys weren't hip to the yoga loop lifestyle that we got coming in. Fusion Strike System for 3 now. Ooh, we're drawing cars. Quick Ball. And then grab another Genesect. Fusion Strike System, fill the hands to 4. They need to find a double turbo energy, a switch, and a Mew VMAX in order to start attacking. And we'll see how that works out for them. I suspect that they're not hitting it this turn. Be a lot to hit. They'd have to hit some cram heads or find the stone to probably put it all together. I suspect this is going to be a turn where they kind of just pass it back to me. And if they do that, I'm chilling. Judge, this list is looking awfully familiar. Oh, yeah. Love that. And they give the big frowny face. That's fine. I ain't got nothing going on. Because I got judged into 5 Pokemon. Because this deck plays a gazillion Pokemon. So here we go. Looks like I'm just kind of chilling. Not doing much. We'll slash. For 20 damage. So then if I wild shock now, I'm doing 110. Yo, then I could yoga loop. All right. Yeah, we're huge chilling. Boss's orders. And draw some cards with Genesect. Fine. They do find the switch. And they've got the umbrella. I guess that prevents paralysis, doesn't it? Okay. And they don't find their energy. That's a huge L for them. Yeah, I'm about to draw some cards. So let's do that. We need to discard this. We need to discard that. And I need to discard that. And we're going to draw. Very nice. Let's do that. And I'm just going to Terra Spark. Isn't that nice? And we're going to do some extra damage. Only 20. We'll do that. And we'll put some more damage over here. Seems good. I knock out this Mew VMAX and that Genesect and that Oricorio. I win the game. Myth Demeanor, did you play this deck this weekend? Oh, you were watching. Got it. Yeah, Parasol seems tough because you can't paralyze, which is one of the reasons we had it in the Mew deck. It's for paralysis, for Beedrill, for Yveltal, just all those really gnarly effects on your Pokemon. For Sableye, preventing all of those is quite good. Yes, quite good indeed. I'm not going to lie, I think fatigue is starting to get to me. Back-to-back 5-hour nights of sleep. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to stream today. Getting into it, I'm really happy we were able to like touch base and get on. But I'm thinking that, man, I might have to just be back tomorrow. This weekend really wiped me out. Big time. Yeah. Today's the 24-hour stream day. Oh, God. I think that somewhere I promised that when I hit 100,000 subscribers on YouTube that I would do a 24-hour stream. I don't know. I don't know if that's still happening. I don't know. But apparently somewhere I promised that. And we're not far off. 98.7 thousand subscribers on Tricky Jim right now. Don't do that to myself. I know, right? I don't know. I think when I said it, I had no idea that I would ever actually get there. Yeah, 120K is the new 100K. That's what I'm saying. I got to adjust for inflation. Yeah, that's facts for sure. I do have a meeting coming up in an hour anyway, so. Oh, we could play a little Zekrom. This is fine. Cross Fusion Strike, Technoblast, Max Miracle. Take out my guy. Very good. We've got like nothing going on here. That's sick. Here comes the Flaaffy. Top deck, nothing. Drawing nothing. Doing nothing. Alrighty then. Okay, so here we go. Yep, nobody to get. Nothing to do. Let's... Yeah. Pretty cool. No. Come on, man. Alright, let's Dynamotor. To Regieleki. And Dynamotor to Zekrom. And retreat into Zapdos and pass. That's fine. We'll do that. Time to bring back Urshifu. The thing is, I mean, there's definitely, you know, there's some stuff happening here for the Lightning deck. It's not terrible. You've got the ability to stream these Lightning type basic Pokemon. There are a lot of things you can do that ruin this deck's day. As far as you could remove their hands, they don't have, you know, a lot of onboard draw power. You can play Avery, just a single Avery. These decks can't really beat a single Avery. And that is quite bad for, yeah, the Flaaffy decks. But those cards are not very popular right now. Well, Flaaffy is not. Roxanne actually is only really being played in Mew also. Looks like they're going to judge me. So I'm okay with that. Because my hand definitely stinks. Now, the thing about this Mew deck into a matchup like this is that it's all single prizers. So that's going to be really tough. Because you have to take 6 whole prizes. But you should probably leave room for another Mew so that you can Psychic Leap. I think that would be, that's like, because they're probably just going to duck out. So you have to like be really aware of your resources when you're playing against a single prize deck like this. Got to leave yourself some room to be able to, you know, do some stuff. Nah, the energy situation's fine in Mew. Yeah. 4 double turbo. What else do you need? Attach energy here. Let's attach energy here. Do this. Metacham's in the discard pile. Let's take a look at the deck. We've got Rod. Okay. Okay. Yeah, let's gust up the big guy. Go for a cheeky paralysis. It's Wild Shock. You think they got the switch? No shot. No, you find energy super easy. You draw through like half your deck. Davy Boy, Mew has free retreat, but not when it's paralyzed. Yeah, you draw through like your whole deck. If anything, I felt like that I had too much energy in my deck. You only need 3. Plus, you can Stone Tablet for the energy. That's like a 5th out to it. And all of your Cramomatics are potential outs. I think that the Wild Shock is just the best part of this deck, if I'm being honest. Because there's not a lot of Switch being played. So just doing that. That's like the whole concept of this deck is we're just using Wild Shock. Right? I don't even know that you don't need like too many of those. One will do. You don't need too many. This is kind of crazy. Look at that. Dang. I'm really taking control of things. But I have a feeling that people will not be falling for the paralysis trap again. Right? Last Marnie. Oh, baby. There we go. Look at that. Madness right there. Sheesh. Broken deck. Yeah, thank you, Runner Dude, for that sub in the 47 months. Take our 3 prizes. Okay. Okay. I'm seeing it. I see what we got. It's pretty cool. $90 hit points left over here. But you see, like, when you're playing a single prize deck, and you're playing against a deck like Mew or something like that, you have so much time to be able to craft your win condition because your opponent trades so poorly with you. Taking 1 prize at a time is exhausting for these VMAXs. Absolutely exhausting. Okay. Yeah, let's just go boss game, huh? Put those guys back in. Put those guys back in. Quick ball away the Ultra Ball. Get the Zekrom. Okay, Dynamotor. Here. Dynamotor here. Yeah, look at us go. Now we're cooking, kinda. Okay, man. Oh, look at that. I guess with a deck like this, you're kind of just saying that decks in the format are not playing enough Switch cards to adequately deal with Wild Shock. That's kind of what the Articuno deck was saying. And yeah, Mew's got a lot of Switch cards. I mean, it's got cross switchers, it's got a copy of Switch, but you can see that those Whoa, this gets a little hairy, doesn't it? Oh, wow. I really needed that free retreat, huh? It's fine. I'm a top decking energy right here. Yep, see. There we go. Let's do it. And that's GG's. Bring up this guy. Retreats. And go the old wild shock for game. GG's, Jon Snow. GG's. The word of the year is goblin mode. That's pretty sick. Unfortunate there, John. Unfortunate. I feel like I like the idea of attacking with Zekrom. I like the idea of the high gust counts. I like the idea of Serena. The air balloons, the scoop up nets are quite good. All right, just run it back, dude. All right, Riley, you ready to roll up Flaaffy and friends for Arlington? You ready, Riley? Yeah, I want to go first. Let's go. How is this against Lost Box decks? Definitely atrocious. What the heck, man? You're a hater. Got a pretty subpar opening hand, not gonna lie. This is not looking good. Oh, this is looking quite bad. We're chilling. Let's Ultra Ball away. Yeah, really no good choices. Yeah. It's gotta be that and that. That's fine. It's fine. I'm doing this. Ooh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. All right, do that. Do that. Just Ultra Ball for the Crobat and play it. Okay. Fill our hand to 6. Now we're cooking. Kinda. Go get a little sheep. And then looking like quick ball for another little sheep. And that's about what we got. Okay. Doesn't look like we're going anywhere fast at all. I need to top deck a research pretty much, or else we lose. But that's fine. We'll just hang out here with our little sheep. Oh, it's a Vikavolt deck. Oh, yeah, that's going to be... That's not good. Yeah, you really don't want to be item locked. Yeah. No, yeah, that's definitely a way to lose with this deck. The thing is, I didn't want to go with Raikou V because I thought I was up against Dialga. Because I saw the Muse. So I was like, it might be Dialga VSTAR. So then I decided, I originally considered going for Raikou, but then I decided that Dialga was better. Or I decided not to go Raikou because I thought I was up against Dialga and that Zekrom would be better. But even then, Dialga plays a lot of switch cards, so you're probably not going to be able to put anything together in that matchup anyway. So it's just, you know, it's not great. Here's the turn 1 Melanie. I can accelerate a water energy to the Vikavolt. Find switch and a lightning energy. And they are cruising. Yeah, there we go. Speed lightning. Switch that Vikavolt into the active spot. Make me concede the game. Come on. I mean, we can, I guess. I mean, it's theoretically possible to win this. I just need I need something good off the top. I need like research, and I need to research into Flaaffy energy because I'm going to be item locked. Yeah, it's not great. No items for probably the foreseeable future for me, which means no way to recover Flaaffy, no way to recover Raikou, no way to search out my Flaaffies. Revisit Lunatone Solrock. Lunatone Solrock, I think, has a very poor matchup against Lost Box, but outside of that, it should be okay. You know, and some decks can take a loss to Lost Box. I guess. Certainly some Zoroark decks were taking losses to Lost Box and doing okay. I probably should start making some meta calls that are more hot and cold like that if I plan on trying to win another regional championship anytime soon. So, something to think about. This is bad. There we go. Okay. Sure. Yeah, go get him, Snorlax. I got one. Okay. Dynamotor. And all concealed cards. That's fine. And a pass. And then next turn, I can Dynamotor again, retreat into Zekrom, and Paralyze. But their hand is very large. The odds of them having a switch in that hand, I'd say, are very high. They probably play an ample number of those. And they don't have any in their discard pile right now. Ah, they play Cross Switchers. This. Yeah, this right here, this. I don't know if I want to hang out and play with this Snorlax item locked in the active. I don't think so. Yeah. Nah, this is bad. This is real bad. Most definitely. All right, guys. I'm going to get out of here. I'm tired. I'm falling asleep at the wheel right now. That Snorlax being locked in the active spot, that about does me in. Anyways, I didn't get any sleep this weekend because I was busy at Toronto playing in the Toronto Regional Championships. Thank you guys for all the love today. I'll be back tomorrow with some more with some more Pokemon TCG content, more decks, more rest, all that. But I was very happy to be able to check in with y'all. So y'all take it easy and have a good one, okay? Congrats again to Piper for the amazing finish, a second regional championship win in a single season. That is a very special thing, not something that happens very often, so amazing. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Let's raid Pumpkin Amy. See you.